Monday. Spurs return to action in the Las Vegas Summer League tonight. They'll take on the Utah Jazz. Tip-off set for 8:30. Game will be televised on Amazon Prime. The American League got the win over the National League in the All-Star game last night in Philly. 4-zip.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Happy hump day, everybody. I know it's wet, it's miserable, rain, tornadoes, all hell breaking loose. I hope you're having a good Wednesday anyway, as best as you can. And thanks for spending a little time with us here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix.
And you think about the day. Like, I lost power at my house this morning. My house didn't lose power during Snowmageddon. But we lost power this morning. Then the doorbell's ringing. Apparently, we got doorbells in the studio now.
How about that?
What is
air
it?
conditioning and doorbells? How about that?
The tornado, which scary as hell. And seeing some of the video from the tornado, the Palladium area there over the rim, people that are posting videos that are in that apartment complex over there, and how long it appeared to be on the ground, and then the little explosion-looking things happening while it's going. And like your wife was driving, like, yeah, there's a tornado, but I got to get to work.
Yeah, no, she was driving this morning to work, and she was on 1604 and looked over. She could see the tornado. It was for her words, it was terrifying because, you see a tornado, you know where that's going or how it's going. You're driving, and it's raining like hell, and she was a little shook up. Fortunately, no worries for her. She got to work and everything was fine. But the Palladium Theater's just kind of banged up over there. If everybody knows where that is. There's a Marshalls over there that I saw is a little bit damaged, and but fortunately, I haven't heard of anybody injured or worse. And so that's good news. But that's just not something you see in San Antonio very often.
No, and again, high wind, sure, this, that, the other, but that was a tornado right there in the middle of the town. I mean,
absolutely.
You think about, a lot of times where you see the tornadoes and the damage, and fortunately, and I know there is damage, but not, like areas that are just completely leveled because, my goodness, watching that tornado, and obviously from video, it's hard to know true depth perception, but, that big old flyover that they finally finished not that long ago, it looked like it was going right there. Like, could you imagine if it would have taken out that highway?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, or any of those homes or businesses in that area?
And again, I'm looking at video of it now on Twitter, and it is terrifying. And I can only imagine what Maggie was seeing and anybody else that was in that area that saw this. Fortunately, a lot of people had their phones out, as we do, and got some great video of this thing. But I'm just happy that nobody was. And you're right; it's right there on the flyovers. I mean, if it hits a flyover, who knows? How many cars are going over that thing at the moment, and it could have been a real tragedy. So fortunately, it was not that, at least that I've heard thus far, and I pray that is still the case. But a lot of excitement this morning. I just going about I went to the gym this morning. Didn't think anything of it.
You went to the gym?
Yeah, just it was raining, but
it's just rain.
It just rained. Who knew?
All your damn alerts on the phone. My phone's making noises I didn't know it made.
Well, dude, I don't have my phone when I'm working out. It's in the locker.
It still make noise.
Well, I don't hear it. It's in a locker room.
All right, and on your way, I mean, I didn't need an alarm clock this morning. I mean, I'm still getting alerts. And
I get up a little before, 9 o'clock, so.
All the excitement was over when all that happened. In all seriousness, just kind of a crazy morning. And then you look at it and you're all right. Wow, tornado right in the middle of the town.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, crazy. You just don't see that. I've lived in San Antonio a long time, and I don't recall ever seeing that. in all honesty.
A guy like Bill Taylor might be able to tell us last time a tornado actually hit town. And again, San Antonio proper. I mean, I think I recall one night, like in Castroville over by Medina Valley years ago, and Floresville, like country stuff, not cruising I-10 1604, which is again there in all the low water crossings. And I had a friend that's a firefighter. I remind everybody, turn around, don't drown, because they'll go rescue. But why put everybody's lives in danger? The water that always floods, and especially with what we've had, you're not getting through there. And one of the videos I saw on social media, guy in his big old truck probably thinking he'd have no problem, he floated away.
I'm telling you, that water's powerful. Mm-hmm. It is powerful, and I'm not sure what it looks like outside at the moment, if it's still raining or not. We're in a studio with no windows, but the good news is, at least according to my good friend Bill Taylor in my weather app, that this is going to be all over, and tomorrow and Thursday and the weekend are going to be nice, and will dry out a little bit. But scary times today for sure.
Selfishly, I don't mind rain events on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Don't mess with the weekend.
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree with that.
Just don't jack with the weekend. We all have weekend plans.
Sure.
Rain. And again, not that we need this much rain, but all right, cool.
I don't know. That's a good question for Bill Taylor. We're still in a drought?
Well, yes.
I'm asking. That was always the running joke there. We get 10 inches of rain, and I'm like, drought conditions remain. And I'm like, what? Come on.
In my neighborhood today, while it's pouring down rain, the sprinkler systems are going off. in the areas that the HOA takes care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, sprinklers everywhere. Like, they don't have sensors like everybody else.
I'm not sure.
Like, I get rain skips through my sprinkler system. If it's going to rain, it will skip.
I don't have a Schwenke watering system like you. Mine is
the
old.
Ratio.
So I'm thinking that mine it goes off on Wednesday typically. So it probably did.
So you were watering grass today?
Mine was probably good, but it goes off at like 6 in the morning. So. I don't know.
Get up early. Why didn't you get up and turn it off?
Why did 6? No, I don't get up at 6 in the morning. Alarm goes off at 6:30.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, I'm sure your dogs were freaked out before 6.
No. Marley was pretty chill. She was good.
I'm a little worried about my dog. I'm actually more worried for my wife, because I don't know that my dog went out yesterday. I remember yesterday morning, and again, I've had this dog for about 2 months, and you can't get her, even with treats, she ain't going outside. And, last night, raining, tried to walk her. She didn't pee. She didn't want to get all night this morning, tried to put her out, wants nothing to do with going outside. Threw a treat out the door. She looked at it.
Yeah.
Good luck. I'm like, all right, well, I'm leaving. Good luck, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Or Joanna. Ooh.
Yeah, well, that dog peed somewhere.
I mean, I don't know where. I know when I was in the Grand Caymans, and there were some stretches where I thought Pledge was going to have to deal with stuff, and, man, that dog can hold it. It's got incredible holding power.
Well, my dog,
more so than one Joe Reinagel, I can tell you that.
Well, that's true. I'd be peeing all over the house. My dog goes out on the back patio, and she won't go in the grass, but just the covered part, she'll pee on the patio, which, there are worse places. I can just wash that off, and it's not a big deal, but, that's what she'll do.
Mine hasn't figured that out yet. Not at all. I'm like, she won't even get near the door. Like, you open the door and she starts backing up.
Wow.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean,
some dogs don't like to get wet. They just don't like it. So you need to get one of those thunder blankets, Minix.
Well, she's not freaked out by the thunder. She just isn't going out in that.
Well, get her a raincoat.
Are you kidding?
No, get her a nice raincoat.
Dude, it's
what
a
the
little
hell?
Nothing dog. We did get her one of those like body things that you put on so the collar when you take her for a walk isn't around her neck, because she doesn't know. I mean, dog's 6 or 7 years old, but my mom never put her on a leash and took her for a walk, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out, can I teach this dog how to go on a walk, which is a lot more challenging than you think. So we got this thing, you can slide it through the 2 front legs and it straps around the back, and that's where the leash goes so she doesn't choke herself. But it's like putting a bra on. So I tell the dog, all right, got to put your bra on. And she hates that thing. So there ain't no way she's wearing a raincoat.
Well, then
she'd rather almost not go for a walk than wear that thing.
Well, you're screwed then, buddy. So
I mean, not me, because Joanna will get home long before I will today.
So she's going to have to clean that up. I got it. That's fine.
Yes.
Jeez, your poor wife. I tell you what, man. Poor wife. Mm-hmm. We got a lot to do today. Obviously, this soccer match has just started between Argentina and England. They're about 9.5 minutes in, no score at the moment. So we'll keep you updated on that. Rudy Lopez, remember the story we were doing yesterday, if you were with us, about Spurs season ticket holders losing their tickets. Spurs absolutely pulling them away. Rudy Lopez was one that got escorted out of the Frost Bank Center with about 4 minutes to go in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We're going to talk to him coming up about 4:35. And a lot of good stuff actually coming up. Jeremy Urban, the head coach at Trinity University, is going to join us coming up at 3:35. So we got a lot to do on this hump day, a lot going on, and we're happy that you're here. And obviously you are more than welcome to chime in however you'd like to do that. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Go to sasportstar.com. There's a quick link there to get you to our page. Or if you're on YouTube, just search out San Antonio Sports Star. You can get it there. A lot of folks in the chat room now as we speak talking about the weather and such. You can get Jason on Twitter, at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinagle 210. And we got some excitement tonight when it comes to TV watching.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's scoreless between Argentina and England right now in the 11th minute. World Cup wrapping up. Master Chef back tonight. All new episode in its 16th season after taking a break during the World Cup. Let's call it a hydration break, if you will. And following Master Chef, a new game show called Nation's Dumbest. The promos that you've been seeing during the World Cup or even in last night's All-Star game, incredible. It looks great. I can't wait to watch it. Because we all play to win things. But Nation's Dumbest is the opposite, complete opposite, a celebrity competition show where winning is the last thing anyone wants. Then you think about the contestants. What a mix. You've got Matt Leinart, Hilario Baldwin, Carmen Electra, you got Steve-O, you got Dr. Drew. Nation's Dumbest will be a fun watch for the entire family. Challenges to trivia questions. I know you'll be playing along at home because it's also a title you don't want to win at your house either. Wednesday nights this summer on Fox is the place for you and the family to be for exciting and entertaining reality competition TV. Don't miss Nation's Dumbest, premiering tonight at 8, following an all-new episode of Master Chef at 7, only on Fox San Antonio.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the 2026 Back to School Drive. Saturday, August 1st from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children while supplies last. Saturday, August 1st from 11 till 1. Sponsored in part by the College for Healthcare Professionals, AI United Insurance, Central Med, Tamalitos Restaurants, Somerset Academy, and Romo Door Supply.
Experience the wildest weekend of the summer at Retama Park for camel, ostrich, and zebra racing. Thursday, meet the camels, ostriches, and zebras up close during a special meet and greet event. Then watch them hit the track during our famous camel, ostrich, and zebra races Friday and Saturday. Reserve your table in terrace dining or catch all the action from San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. Enjoy live quarter horse racing every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday through August 22nd at Retama Park. Visit tickets.retamapark.com for all the details.
Nobody builds a business without hearing a few reasons it won't work. Too risky, too crowded, too ambitious. But the people who move things forward usually hear those words first. Because growing a business takes more than optimism. It takes nerve, and eventually, a partner built for what's next. That's Next Rodeo. Big thinking, proven creative. For businesses still moving forward. Next Rodeo, the difference between the business you have and the business you want. Meet us at thenextrodeo.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc?
We need to talk about the lights.
Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes.
A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes.
You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. On Rangers game days, prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits one, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now, you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's still 0-0. England and Argentina, 15 minutes in. Just really started, but no score. Nobody's even really threatened, at least from what I've seen. So appreciate you joining us here on the Blitz on this Wednesday afternoon, a wet, rainy Wednesday afternoon. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
You know, an interesting fact from soccer expert Joe Reinagle.
Yes.
Argentina wanted to wear their dark blue jerseys because that's what they were wearing when Diego Maradona, the hand of God in Mexico in 1986. That was the kit they were wearing that day.
Yeah, so I read that this morning. I saw an article about that, even though, none of these players were alive then. But I guess that doesn't make any difference. They wanted to wear the same uniforms, maybe to give England something to think about. That it's just Argentina is, they're supposed to win. I don't know. But that's why they're wearing their dark blue instead of those Oiler-esque baby blue and white uniforms that they normally wear.
Well, that's their traditional uniform.
Well, there you go. Baby blue and white, nothing wrong with that. Good colors.
Which is the uniform they were wearing when they actually won the World Cup, wasn't it? Because that's the photo you always see of Maradona holding up the World Cup back then. So who'd they play, I guess, in the finals that year? Anybody know?
I have no clue.
That's where you need Claymore or somebody?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. That was 4 years ago.
Well, it was more than 4 years ago.
No, they won last year, the last World Cup, 4 years ago.
Diego Maradona.
Oh, that
was 40 years ago.
40 years ago, they were wearing dark blue.
Yeah, but that's obviously when they played England back then, but when they won the Cup, because I just Google imaged, and Maradona's wearing the striped one, but you're right, there's a picture with the hand of God in a different uniform. So was that not in the final game?
I believe it was in the final game.
Hell, I don't know.
I think somebody got lazy and just pulled out a file photo of Maradona. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at it, he's holding up the World Cup trophy.
I don't know, dude.
You're a soccer expert.
I really don't care. I read the article today. I'm assuming it's true because I wouldn't know one way or the other. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost as crazy as they beat West Germany. So who did? Argentina 4 years ago?
No, 40. 40 years
40
ago.
years. So they beat England in this game.
In the semifinal, and then they wore their traditional.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, come on.
Gotcha.
We're soccer experts. We're figuring it out.
So there was a West Germany then?
Yes.
There's not one now, I don't think.
Just Germany.
It's just Germany.
Yeah, the wall fell.
All right. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, interesting history lesson here on the Blitz today. That's very nice. Now, a lot of people are saying they had English food for lunch today. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I guess Justin's rooting for England this afternoon. I don't know.
James Pledger's rooting for England. He's actually wearing an English soccer jersey.
How about that?
Yes.
Nice.
Exactly.
I couldn't find one. I wanted my good Harry Kane, but
where'd your money go?
Well, I don't know. I'm not telling you until this is over. And then I'll show you proof, one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He wants a Harry Kane.
A Harry Kane.
Jersey.
Do they sell those at Cane's?
Raising Cane's?
A Harry Kane? They ought to. Are you kidding me?
A marketing genius bit of marketing.
Give me the Harry Kane special.
Generally at a restaurant, you don't want hair in your food.
With a little cane sauce.
You.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
The marketing that they could be doing with raising Harry Canes.
They really could be. I guess England just had a shot on goal there, and it was stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Get Raising Canes to start selling fish and chips.
You know, as we get into the final of the World Cup, there's already been a guarantee made about the Super Bowl.
All right. Really?
Uh-huh.
Now, first off, let's see. Check's calendar, July 15th.
Right.
Brian Schottenheimer was on a podcast the other day.
Uh-huh.
Brian Schottenheimer said something the other day that somehow was circulating today. But what he said on the podcast the other day, he has said the entire offseason. This ain't the first time Brian Schottenheimer has said he hopes to have plans for Valentine's Day.
It's always something I've always dreamed of. You know, I want to win a Super Bowl. I don't want to win it for me. I want to win it for the people under my leadership. I want to win it for Dak Prescott. I want to win it for CeeDee Lamb, for Quinnen Williams, for, you know, our players that put in so much, you know, hard work and the sacrifice that goes into what we do. You know, from us as a coaching staff, it's the hours, it's the mental strain of game planning. But for the players, they put their bodies on the line. And, you know, I make no qualms that's the goal. The Super Bowl next year is February 14th, 2027.
Be a perfect Valentine's Day.
Yes. In SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and we plan on being there. And you got to get some good fortune. But at the end of the day, I've said this from the very beginning. When we get our Super Bowl rings, I'll be getting an extra one for my dad.
Oh. That was sweet. That was a real cry, and I was going to make a joke because the jokes are all over the internet.
Well, of course
Say, they get
are.
a great deal from Ticketmaster or what? Or maybe they called John at Awesome Tickets and got some good seats to the Super Bowl.
Better deal than Ticketmaster with no fees, but
Without
that's
a
beside
doubt.
the point. Was that a guarantee?
We planned to be there,
They planned to be there.
They planned to be there. To me, that's a guarantee.
All right. If Andy Reid said the same thing. He plans to be in Los Angeles on February 14th. Are there jokes made?
Probably not.
What about Nick Sirianni?
Probably not.
John Harbaugh?
Yes. There's jokes made, yes.
But it's the middle of July. Isn't everybody planning to go win the Super Bowl? Is that not everybody's goal? Should that not be everybody's goal?
It should be.
In the middle of July.
Of course it should be. But the fact that it's the Dallas Cowboys who haven't participated in a Super Bowl in, 30 years.
Sure.
It makes it that much more funny.
Again, it's the low-hanging fruit. And obviously his dad never won a Super Bowl. And the question leading up to it about that, yeah, I'll get one for my dad, but, he wants to win one. Of course he does. He wants to win one for everybody that's a part of the team. Cool. You heard Tony Romo the other day. His only regret from his playing career is he didn't get that job done. But that's everybody's goal is to go win. And sure, because it's the Cowboys, the jokes do write themselves, but could you imagine if he would have said, last year we didn't make the playoffs, so if we make the playoffs and lose in the first round, I'd say that's a successful year. What would Joe Reinagel be saying about Brian Schottenheimer then?
I would be killing the guy. Are you kidding me? The first round of the playoffs. Although they haven't made the playoffs in 2 years.
That would be improvement.
Well,
right?
It would be.
That would be improvement. But, of course, all these guys right now, none of them should have plans to be on vacation in the middle of January. None of them.
Well, nobody.
Even the Cleveland Browns.
No, they can make plans. So can the New York Jets. They can make plans.
Right.
That's fine.
Aaron Glenn was the only one. Even Cleveland, I don't think could make the plans, but Aaron Glenn can. There
are some teams that may have already called their travel agent for January flights. Most teams should not. That's true. That's exactly right. No, I don't blame Schotty. I really don't. That's the goal. That's what everybody's goal is to be in Los Angeles on February 14th. So, but it's just funny that when you say that, and it's the Dallas Cowboys,
Sure.
everybody's going to throw a shot in there. I saw Annie Agar had a good shot
Well,
about
of course
tickets,
Annie
and
did.
there's some others that it's all in good fun, Minix.
Well, it is.
Have a sense of humor.
Well,
Come on.
I mean, you're talking about my Cowboys, and but what do you want him to say? He's in a no-win situation. I mean, it would have been great, would have been funnier if he'd have said, yeah, for Valentine's Day, I got reservations at the greatest steakhouse in Dallas. What's that place up there, Nick and Sam's? I got the special table at Nick and Sam's. Already got it reserved because you got to reserve that way in advance, and I hope I have to cancel them. My wife might be pissed, but I hope I have to cancel them. That would have been funnier.
Well, I don't think his wife would be pissed. She just asked him for a nice steakhouse in Los Angeles.
He ain't going for a steak the night before the Super Bowl.
Well, you could go the night after.
He'll be drunk. If the night after, either way, the night after the Super Bowl, you're either drunk celebrating or drinking your sorrows away.
Uh-huh. Look,
they'll have to wait till March 14th to celebrate.
Very, very difficult for any team to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Got to get lucky. Got to have things roll your way.
Uh-huh.
Got to stay relatively injury-free. And so there's a lot of road to travel before we get there. But I don't blame Schotty. We're just having a little fun with old Schotty.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
They're going to be better this year.
Well, you hope.
The defense has to be better.
That was the biggest change. Basically, we got rid of most of the defensive staff. Thrilled about the new coaches we have. Christian Parker, 34 years old, first-time coordinator. Probably who, if you would have pinned me down right after the season, after we made the change, you think you're going to hire Christian Parker or a 34-year-old first-time defense coordinator? The answer probably would have been no, but that's why you go through the process. And we went through the process, and he kept wowing us at every stage with his conviction, his intelligence, his connection. Connection matters now. Today's athlete is different than they were 20 years ago when my dad was a head coach. It's different. Players ask why now. Players want to know, hey, well, why? I will, but why? Or they want to know, do you really care about me? And so I think we hit a home run with Christian, and awesome draft. You guys talked about that. Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence, Barham, just a number of guys that we think will play early, but also, we traded for Rashawn Gary, and we've added some really good pieces there. And so I can't wait to get started.
Look, I'm ready to see what they look like too, because the offense ought to be clicking again. The offense is relatively unchanged. I think the only question mark is the offensive line. And we'll see how that holds up. But there are some question marks there. I don't think there's any question about that. But weapon-wise, I think they're in pretty good shape.
They should be. Offensively, the only concern, which is a big one, is the tackle positions, mainly left tackle. But with the receivers, the interior of the offensive line, your quarterback, this ESPN rankings list, loaded in the top 10 there. They haven't done running backs yet, right? But you're pretty comfortable with what they've got at the running back position. Tackle is the one area that is most concerned. And defensively, good Lord, they can't be worse. Even Schottenheimer, the way he started that answer, we got rid of most of that defensive staff. I'm excited about the new guys coming in, which, I know he loves all the guys that were there before, but, man, I'm glad those guys are out of the building because they sucked.
They did. You'd be a fool to say otherwise because it did suck. And everything about Eberflus was awful last year. It all sucked. And so, you've got it. It's just a breath of fresh air. Christian Parker's done nothing, but he's getting all the accolades, and that's good. So whatever he's doing that we don't see is obviously going over well. So we'll see how it translates to on the field, and it won't be that much longer, by the way. You talked about this list that they've got going here, Minix, with the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL. Jamar Chase is number one. It's hard to argue there. Justin Jefferson, I think you could flip-flop either one of those guys. Jackson Smith and Jigba is at 3. Then it starts to get into a little bit of maybe a discussion. Puka Nacua at 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 5. Then you've got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens 6 and 7.
And Nico Collins from the Texans at 8. There you go, Pledge. Congrats. But
I think there's some debatable pieces there. Nico Collins, I mean, at 8? I don't know. He might.
Well, they got A.J. Brown at 9 and Devontae Adams at 10. I think Nico's better than both those guys.
Well, I do too, but is he not better than, I don't know. I'd rather, in all honesty, and you're going to think that I'd rather have Nico Collins than George Pickens at this point in time. And I mean that in all sincerity. I mean, Nico Collins is one of those guys, and Pickens, I'm not taking anything away from him, but Nico Collins to me he's just got a better resume.
Well, I mean, he does, although the 1 year in Dallas, and you look at what Pickens was able to do, you look at, JSN was just incredible last year.
He was.
Puka has just been incredible since he's been in the league. But what's interesting outside of Justin Jefferson is you look at all those guys that are in the top 10 list and the quarterbacks that they are playing with, which means, in my mind, Justin Jefferson should move up a spot because, good Lord, to be considered number 2 with who's been throwing him the football is impressive.
I agree with that.
But you also wonder with some of these guys, where would they be if they weren't also playing with a quarterback? Now, Nico Collins is one of the few quarterbacks or few wide receivers on here who also didn't have a quarterback make the top 10. JSN, you had Sam Darnold, who was the first up on honorable mentions.
Which, again, the guy's won 28 games in 2 years. How is he not a top 10 quarterback? I mean, in all sincerity,
I didn't make the list. I don't disagree.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you give Nico a little bit of credit there because while C.J. Stroud's been very good, was he even an honorable mention or he got votes? I'm trying to remember. He got votes, not even a full honorable mention.
Nico Collins is pretty damn good.
He is.
He's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I would take Nico Collins on my team any day. He's just one of those reliable guys that's going to catch the football more likely than not. So a lot of good wide receivers on that list, though. So it's hard to argue. Again, you could flip-flop Chase and Jefferson. I don't think anybody would argue. Either way you go there. In Jigba, though, I mean, would it be a stretch to put him at 1 or 2? I mean, in all sincerity, goodness gracious, he was good last year.
I mean, again, put all those names in a hat and pull them out and debate away, but whatever your list is ain't going to be wrong.
Well, we'll see what our Cowboy expert has to say.
Who's that?
R.J. Ochoa, blogging the boys. Does he like where CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are? Of course he does. We'll talk to him when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. Trade every match from the opening rounds all the way to the final. Last week, Belgium was trading at 2.5% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade could pay out $3,744 if they win soccer's biggest prize. Want to know where they're at today? Check Kalshi. For limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PITCH to get a $10 credit when you trade $10. That's promo code PITCH. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prizes, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. $10 free credit with no expiration. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The grand opening for the second Break Room Sports Bar is this Friday. The new Break Room Sports Bar at 11855 Perrin Vital has pool tables, darts, great food, cold drinks, and plenty of TVs. Bring your friends, grab a drink, and support a growing local business while experiencing San Antonio's newest hangout. Follow the Break Room Sports Bar on social media for the latest specials and events. The second Break Room Sports Bar is at 11855 Perrin Vital. See you Friday for the grand opening.
Don't miss the San Antonio Gunslingers' final home game of the season this Sunday, July 19th at 3 p.m. It's our Wild Outlaw game. The first 1,000 fans through the door get a custom Gunslinger bandana absolutely free. Plus, huge end-of-season merch specials. Gear up before it's gone. This is your last chance to catch the Gunslingers live at home this year. Bring the family, bring the noise, and let's send them out with a bang. Get your tickets now at sagunslingers.com or at the box office Sunday. Guns up!
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
On the second AJ and Rob show, we expect a full complement of talent talking World Cup, figuring out what's going on in the NFL, and did the Spurs get the win last night? So much to do. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
That must have been an RJ Ochoa request there.
I doubt
Not
it.
sure. Hey, just to let you know, and so I text my our good friend Bill Taylor from Kins 5. Said the last time there was a tornado in town was 2017, 2 EF2s in Alamo Heights.
Yeah, that was over by the quarry, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah.
And I asked him, well, what was today's tornado? And he said he doesn't know yet as far as the EF
They haven't
number.
graded it?
They haven't graded it yet. So,
Crazy, though.
So 2017, back in Alamo Heights, there were actually 2 of them. So there you go. So, 9 years since there's been one in town? Craziness.
I'd like it to be, 50 years before the next one.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Pretty scary this morning.
Pretty freaky this morning, no doubt about it. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix.
Let's talk some Cowboys football. A couple of weeks away from Oxnard. We will be out there in a couple of weeks for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. I'm sure with one eye on the TV as Argentina just missed on a nice set piece. It's still scoreless 0-0 in the 38th minute. RJ, how's your Wednesday?
It's going great. I think you have I know you've done a lot of play-by-play in your career, but I think you could certainly get on the pitch and mix that in as well. You're a natural.
He's a soccer expert, RJ. You haven't heard?
I mean, you just basically do a talk show until there's a goal, and then you scream for 48 seconds that there was a goal, and then you go about your conversation and the best way to do a brisket.
Hey, I mean, would listen. You know what I mean? I would listen start to finish, and even for the post game show, you've got my ears at least.
You're such a liar, or RJ. All right, Brian Schottenheimer. The jokes are everywhere. Although he said it on a podcast the other day, but it's not the first time this offseason that he has mentioned what he hopes to be doing on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Because it's middle of July, is that why this is resurfacing and seemingly a big deal now in your mind?
I guess, the quote is what it is. It feels. Did you guys read the massive Seth Wickersham, Sean Payton, Denver Broncos thing last week?
I could not read the whole thing of that. No.
Okay, well, you saw the Spark Notes. There was a line in there last year. This was the beginning of the article. The Broncos played a preseason game in in San Francisco. And apparently Sean Payton told the locker room, we're going to end our season here, too. It's the side of the Super Bowl. It's like, okay, man, maybe I'm just getting older and jaded. But it's like, do y'all just have, the same 27 things that you just cycle through? You know what I mean? Like the same sayings and the same, because the first time I heard that, I was like, badass. I was like, holy crap, I would run through a wall for this quote. I get where Brian Schottenheimer's coming from. While I've poked fun, the thing I think is very cool that he has said often is he's declaring when the Cowboys win a Super Bowl that he'll also have a ring fashioned for his father. I think that's very cool. I think that's a cool goal to set and a cool, the guy's going about it the right way. The guy's going about it the way I think we all would if we were head coaches of an NFL team. And at the very least, I think that makes you want to see him succeed.
Well, I mean, again, you don't blame him for saying that. What's he going to say? Nah, we'll probably be on vacation on February 14th. So, I don't blame him for saying it, but you know how it is, RJ, and I know you've seen it all out there, the jokes, about what, they get good tickets, the blah, blah, blah. So it's out there, and it's just easy to make fun of the Cowboys where you wouldn't do that necessarily with the Denver Broncos. I mean, the Cowboys are the Cowboys after all.
Yeah, I mean, imagine the gall of someone to schedule a vacation for what was technically the championship run of one of their favorite teams or teams closest to their heart. I can imagine anyone who, would do that. Honestly, again, maybe I'm old and jaded here too, but the jokes are kind of, if you want to, I've said this many times, if you want to bag on the Cowboys, ask me. I'll hook you up. I'll supply you the material. But, today I've seen the same joke a million times. Spain has more playoff wins at AT&T Stadium than the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, we saw that. UConn got that treatment early on when they had the Final Four. You can – the Packers one is the way more embarrassing one because that's an actual NFL team. So, these people, these haters, and again, I will hate on the team. Just, refresh your material. That's really what I'm asking for at this point.
Although the Dak superimposed in Mbappe's uniform was actually pretty creative. I did like that one. But in the same week, Dak Prescott ranked number 6, and the world didn't just fall apart with laughter and jokes.
This is really weird. This is the true Ricky Bobby, you don't know what to do with my hands type thing. I mean, I don't know how many times I've fought in the name of Dak Prescott on just this radio station, let alone, online and in comment section. And so it is kind of weird. Eagles fans are down bad. If you look on the internet, they are really falling apart at the way these rankings win, obviously involving Jalen Hurts. But maybe that is maybe there is this callous to the joke at this point that we are all just capable of saying, yeah, this dude's really good. And he has his flaws. He has his moments where he has fallen short. But I do think I said this, when I was doing the morning huddle with Rob, the only benefit to how purposefully toxic and silly the Cowboys were the last 2 years was that it shined a light on how difficult things were for the Dak Prescotts of the world, for the CeeDee Lambs of the world. I mean, the way the Cowboys went about just stirring the pot of toxicity really, I think, changed the national narrative in that particular respect. So I'm really happy, and I think that's fair. I mean, you could pull and you could argue, I think, but I think everyone who's ahead of Dak, the top 5, obviously, I'm not going to lose any sleep over. I know some people feel some way about Lamar, but the guy's got 2 MVPs. I'm good with him being ahead of Dak.
Okay, I guess that's all right. I suppose. Look, I don't have any problem with Dak being number 6. I think Dak Prescott is a quality NFL quarterback, and he deserves to be in the top 10. I have no problem with that. I had some problems with some of the others, RJ, I'll be honest with you, like, I don't know, Justin Herbert and Sam Darnold not making the top 10 list. I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong.
Joe. Sweet Joe.
Well, look, let me just give you the man won 28 games in the last 2 years and a Super Bowl, by the way. So I don't know. That's a pretty good stat line to me.
Including his Minnesota run makes your argument, like one that we won't just laugh you out the front door with. I mean, because most people are just leaning on, and it's stupid to say just the Super Bowl, obviously, but to your point, I mean, he's been highly successful in different offensive systems, different teams. You could certainly point to falling short, obviously, in the wild card game with Minnesota, but you could also point to, obviously, playing tall throughout the run to the Super Bowl last year. But, I mean, you could also argue he was surrounded by Kevin O'Connell, who's sort of the quarterback whisperer outside of J.J. McCarthy, and Clint Kubiak, who obviously parlayed that into a gig, no pun intended, with Las Vegas. So, I mean, there's context to everything here. I'm good with Sam Darnold not being in the top 10, but he was the first honorable mention, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, that's great.
Sure.
Yes.
RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com with us here on the Blitz. I think we're, about 15 minutes away from the tag deadline. And according to all the reports out there, the Cowboys and George Pickens are not doing any negotiations. Now, granted, Steven said that a long time ago, but you did wonder, or I did, maybe there is something that could come together late. Maybe. Doesn't seem that way, but Jory Epstein also reporting he is on track to participate in training camp. The whole thing just seems surprising to me.
Dude, I mean, this whole offseason has been Twilight Zone moment after Twilight Zone moment. I have no idea why he signed it. I really don't. The only time where this got a little sticky was when he said he was going to sign it right before the draft, when the Cowboys were connected to Jordan Tyson briefly, forks up, and then didn't sign it for a little while. It kind of looked like, dude, were you trying to throw off their draft strategy type thing to make yourself more valuable? But everyone here has played nice. I mean, everyone here has done what they said they were going to do. Obviously, he has yet to literally report to training camp. But, I mean, again, I attribute this, if I have to attribute it to one thing, most specifically to David Mulugeta and his company believing that this is simply the best way to handle being franchise tag. It just so happens to involve the Dallas Cowboys, but we have seen time after time after time, player after player after player lose. Every player who's in this spot does the same thing, right? And the same thing generally happens to them. They don't report, they don't show up, they play poorly in the tag year, and then, yes, they do get paid, by somebody else, a new team maybe, but they're coming off of a subpar season, and they've impacted their earning potential. So I think they've said, hey, dude, you have to play this hand out. And it's unfortunate that it's against the Cowboys because we're going to make them look like geniuses. Because now Steven looks like the man. I mean, truly, Steven looks like, this whole thing needed a hero, and he ripped everything off, and he had the cape underneath and was good to go. And I can't believe that. So fate finally smiled upon the Cowboys. Over the offseason, we'll see how the fall and winter go.
Well, and it's about time, and I think you're seeing, in my mind, when you see stuff like that, Stephen Jones maybe taking over a little bit of the decision-making, or the majority of it, if you want to say that, because I could see a scenario where Jerry would have caved and signed to George Pickens. And I think Stephen said, look, we need to see one more year out of this guy and see what he's all about. He had a great year last year. Let's see what happens again this year.
I mean, think about, and I'm not the first or 5,000th person to say this, but think about how absent Jerry has been in general. There was the promo that went out today because they obviously renamed it AT&T Stadium after hosting their last World Cup match. But I mean, I'm truly asking the question. This isn't rhetorical. What was the last non-Cowboys appearance you saw Jerry make? He spoke obviously around the draft. That's a Cowboys-related appearance. I would have bet everything that we would have had him on record 6 times around the whole World Cup. He didn't speak once. I mean, what was the last thing that he was swarmed by reporters around?
It's been a while.
I mean, it
Isn't
has
that
been
crazy?
No,
Like,
I mean, look,
that's a crazy phenomenon.
He does have a big old yacht. I'm surprised he only went to one World Cup game. But you're right.
He got booed,
and he got booed, and he gave up his fancy personal suite. He had to sit somewhere else.
He probably made a lot of money off of that.
Oh, he made a lot of money over the last. What they have 11 games. He just made more money in the you asking that question than all of us combined, right? I mean, that's just what Jerry does. But I think to RJ's point, he has been kind of out of the picture. But you know what? So have the Cowboys. It's not like you're seeing a lot of Steven. I know Brian Schottenheimer was seen in a handful of the games. Various players were seen at the game, but not the Cowboys brass. And maybe that was a FIFA thing, that they're the only VIP people that can be there, that want to be shown on TV. Who knows?
I think that's possible, but to your point, expanding the idea, the podcast Brian Schottenheimer was on, the Twins Take podcast. With all due respect, these guys haven't been at the center of the media universe. You know what I'm saying? Like typically, these types of, because every now and then you get this one off season that brings in a bunch of quotes like this, and it's typically like a sit down with Mina Kimes for like a 5,000 word expose type thing. Like that wasn't the case, and it kind of came out of nowhere, right? Like no one knew he was going on this podcast or anything like that. I mean, they have just lurked and worked. It is, I've been covering this team professionally for 10 years now. I won Rock the Mic almost 10 years ago. I can't believe it. And I've never experienced anything like this. Whether it translates into anything remains to be seen. But this has been quite surreal.
I'm sure Jerry will be on display once training camp begins in a couple of weeks. He's going to be there. By the way, I don't know if I didn't know this. Will Greer is retired.
Well, I mean, it just got announced 15 minutes ago.
Well, I'm just saying.
It was like 20 minutes ago, dude.
Well, I'm just saying. He retired. I didn't know that.
The question, and Nick Harris tweeted this out. At one point, the Cowboys talked about adding him to the coaching staff. He still wanted to play. Now that he's not, he retires as a Carolina Panther. Do you think he ends up back in Dallas somewhere on the staff?
I do, which I think speaks to the influence of Dak, and that would be crazy. I mean, that would be another backup quarterback that would go on to coach Dak Prescott. That's crazy, right? Like he would have had multiple dudes who backed him up that went on to coach him. But ultimately, I'm great with consistency in that regard. I said actually also on this radio station almost a decade ago that they should have kept Mark Sanchez around because Dak liked him. That aged differently, obviously, over the course of the decade that followed. But what Dak likes, Dak should get. He's the most important player on the team and the best, as this week's ESPN rankings suggest.
Well, CeeDee Lamb's got he's number 6 too in the wide receiver list. So
okay, so you can draft CeeDee Lamb first. I'll draft Dak Prescott first, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, I love CeeDee, but that's just the nature of this game,
All right,
RJ, you're an internet savvy guy. I am waiting close to the end. You really fell for that obvious AI Hulk-looking photo of Dak Prescott. How do you, RJ Ochoa, actually fall for that?
Yeah, there are a few times that I've got like that. They're rare, to your point, but I was busy. My son was asking me for something. We're getting him into soccer, so he was wanting to pick this. I saw it, and the fight sucks. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just like my mind was frazzled, and so that's my bad. You know what I mean? But I dropped to the ground, did my push-ups type thing. You know what I mean? We all have those moments.
Did you really look at that photo and like, man, single life, he's just been doing nothing but push-ups. I mean, you didn't look at that and say, that's not real? That wasn't the first thing that crossed your mind?
The first thing I thought about was just like, this is cool. Like, that was truly the first thing that was in my brain. I was like, this is cool. It wasn't until I really thought about it. I was like, let me go back and look at this. I was like, oh no, look, we all got Uncle Chaps once upon a time. You know what I mean? And that's basically what happened to me here.
We all have. I think everybody's fallen for an internet thing that isn't true. I certainly have. Not afraid to admit that. And I think.
Yeah, but it's one thing if you and I do. RJ, who makes fun of our technical skills on a regular basis, especially when we're traveling together and he's around us the old jokes write themselves, kind of like Schottenheimer saying he's going to be in the Super Bowl. I mean, for RJ to have that happen, we have to do the victory lap publicly.
Look, RJ's human. Whether he thinks he is or not, he is, and he makes a lot of mistakes. I've been around him when he just says stupid things. I mean, we all do, and it just happens. It's okay, RJ.
Yeah,
You're human. Yes.
I'm human. I say stupid stuff. It happens, quite regularly, to be honest with you. I know I'm about to leave, but as I do want to say we all discussed, obviously, and learned that the Super Bowl is February 14th. So, Joe, that's when you have to schedule the vacation for. February 14th. Got to make sure you're out of the country, somewhere tropical maybe. Go fall on that grenade for all of our sakes like you did this last time.
Well, and I would feel pretty good about that, RJ, to be totally honest with you, just like I felt pretty good about the Spurs not making the finals. So no apologies there at all.
But regardless of who's in the Super Bowl, I know Joe's going to be in Los Angeles that week, so he can't be on vacation.
Maybe he leaves. He leaves on the 13th to whatever tropical destination this is going to be. It's
I see
obviously Valentine's Day. It could work out.
There's a short flight to Cabo from L.A., so you're right, RJ.
I respect the hell out of the fact that you went on the vacation. And it became a part of the lore. That's what it should be. You know what I mean? Because now you're the guy who has to go on vacation for teams to be in the championship game. That's a good guy to be.
Either that or bet on him, RJ. One of the two, and usually it works out pretty well for the other team. So,
my last question is for Joe. Who's going to win the Open Championship?
Oh my gosh, Rory. Or.
He's really bad at golf. He said that the other day.
Yeah, he did, but I'd like to be as bad at golf as Rory is. The conditions are supposed to be just outrageous is what I'm reading. They're going to be really difficult, and so it could be a guy come out of nowhere. Who knows?
Well, hopefully not as outrageous as they were the city of San Antonio today, as you guys mentioned. But I think Jason should smoke something English to celebrate the Open Championship. Find the most English meat possible. What you got to toss in the grill.
What is that?
Beef Wellington.
I don't know. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Beef Wellington.
That's English?
That's English.
Yes. We know you can. We know you can cook a steak, dude. You're the best. All right, you've earned the crown. Now,
do they not eat steak in England?
Beef Wellington.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it's not as cool as when we do it. As this World Cup has taught us. So cook like the English. Let Jason smoke all your meat.
But I'm not rooting for England.
Fish and chips.
You're not smoking fish and chips.
I'm just saying, man. I don't know what they do.
I mean, yeah, you gotta find some way to. If it's not them, smoke something Argentinian or something Spanish. Get a pig on one of those rotisserie things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do something.
A pig on a rotisserie thing. There you go.
Yeah, it's just roasted pig.
Sure.
You could do that. Pledge wants a picanha. I'd rather do a picanha.
Is that English?
Host a luau.
Well,
and if you host a luau, Joe will be there enjoying one of his teams.
Hold on. When did Hawaii join the party? Host a luau.
It's all tropical.
I'm not roasting a pig. That's way too much pulled pork. I'll do a picanha.
And I don't want to
with a nice chimichurri sauce in honor of Argentina.
Are they going to win today? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Argentina is going to win today. I told you Argentina was going to win yesterday. I mean, FIFA stands for Fix It for Argentina. They are going to win.
Wow.
Well, we'll see. We have a whole nother half to find out.
We do, and it's 0-0.
0-0.
0-0.
Thanks, RJ.
See you, RJ.
RJ Ochoa, blogintheboys.com here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
I find that Joshua on our YouTube page says, I'm only saying the thing. Did I not say beef Wellington? That is an English dish, and it's delicious.
Okay.
Beef Wellington, you can make that.
I mean, I never have, but I'm willing to try.
Well, I think you should try.
Right.
After England wins today, they're going to celebrate, and you'll get ready for a Saturday night, dinner before the championship game on Sunday. Is that game on in prime time?
No, 2:00. I think they're all at 2:00.
What the hell? Yeah, see, that is a
the third place game too.
What, at 2 o'clock?
I think they're all at 2.
I don't give a damn when the third place game is.
You know you're going to be locked in because you can bet on it.
I am not going to be. I can bet on it and do other things.
I mean, it's going to be the final time you'll be able to watch your England team play.
I got a poll, Pledge. We could do a poll. Here it is. Would you rather get arrested or hide out in the bottom of a porta potty?
Oh God. What kind of question is that?
It's a real life question, my friend.
Wow, decisions.
Rather get arrested or hang out in the bottom of a porta potty? We'll discuss when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I got to talk to you about Stevens Roofing, and it's a perfect time to do that because with all the weather we've had, the rain and all of that stuff, if you've got a problem with your roof, you're going to know about it. With all this rain, it will show itself. I guarantee you it will. And if it does, you've got to call the best. You want to call a company that is proven here in San Antonio and South Texas that they can take care of the job. I mean, my goodness, they've been in business since 1983 here in San Antonio. They're a family-owned company, obviously a local company, and they just know what they're doing. They're absolutely the best. If you think there's a problem with your roof, after all of this rain goes away or you see something, give them a call, 210-785-0994. Have them send a crew out to your house to check your roof, to let you know what is wrong, if anything, before it turns into a major problem. If there's a major problem already, well, you've got them out there. They can take care of it, but just because you have to. If there's a small problem, get it taken care of before it turns into that big problem. That's what you do, and that's what the fine folks at Stevens Roofing and Solar can do for you. Again, give them a call. Don't put it off. If you see something, you need to call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for DraftKings. Did you know that DraftKings is now live in all 50 states? Yes, that means right here in Texas. The Cup is down to the final matches. One trophy, one champion. DraftKings has you covered for every single one. The DraftKings app is now live in Texas. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Texas, the world's biggest stage, right in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 941SportsStar. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code 941SportsStar in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at christushealth.org.
If alcohol or drug use is hurting you or someone you love, you are not alone. I'm Peter McCarthy of the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, known as CICADA. There is help, there is hope. Call CICADA at 210-225-4741 or visit cicada.org.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs return to action in the Las Vegas Summer League tonight. They take on the Utah Jazz. Tip-off is set for 8:30. Game's going to be televised on Amazon Prime. We've got England and Argentina about to start the second half of their World Cup match. They're 0-0 as they head into the second half. And the American League West leading Rangers return to action Friday. They'll take on the Braves in Atlanta.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
He just got to quit that.
What?
Hump day!
Hump day!
Yeah, I hope you're having a good hump day, everybody, no matter what you're doing. However you are doing it, thanks for spending a little time with us on this wet Wednesday afternoon. It is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
The second half about to get started. 0-0. They have shown more close-ups of Messi today than you normally see.
Uh-huh. Well, why wouldn't they? He's kind of the star. I mean, it's
Is it more than normal? Like every time we turn around, I feel like the guy that was directing the home run derby has got that tight shot on one guy and you don't see anything else, especially during a home run derby when you need to see the pitch and the ball leaving the bat, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I guess. I don't know. I hadn't really noticed that, but maybe that's the chicks want to see Messi.
Or are they thinking this might be it for Messi?
Could be.
On the World Cup stage.
Could very well be that. Yes.
I mean, it's now there will be a third place game, but Argentina is going to win this. The third place game is Saturday at 4:00 on Fox. The championship game is Sunday at 2:00.
So 4:00 Saturday, 2:00 Sunday.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I won't be watching the third place game.
Just out of spite?
Why? Why do you waste your time with that?
Well, because there's a game on.
Please.
We're all soccer experts.
Okay, so there's a random soccer game on a Saturday at 4:00. I don't know, a month from now, you're going to watch it?
I mean, it's almost like during bowl season, we all talk, I'm not watching that bowl game, the Pop-Tart Bowl, and then you end up watching it.
Not really.
I mean.
Maybe out of one eye, and yes, you're doing something else.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's, for the soccer fans out there, there's only so many World Cup games left.
This is true. This is true. You got a half here and a game on Sunday and a game. So, 2.5 games left.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens here. Nobody can seem to put the ball in the net. So that's an issue. Is it good defense or are they just
it's
not executing offensively?
It's scoreless and it's soccer. I mean, if it were scoreless at halftime of a football game, we'd be talking about a great defensive battle or piss-poor offense or a combination of both.
Yeah.
In soccer, we just played a half. I mean, a high-scoring game is 2 or 3 goals are scored.
Yeah, you're lucky.
I mean, so this is about right.
So this could be a 1-0 final by somebody.
I mean, it could end up 0-0 after all the extra time.
Well, and if that's the case, then I'm screwed.
A penalty. See? So you're hoping for a goal.
I'm hoping somebody scores.
You're hoping England scores.
Well,
you've tipped your hand too many times.
This is true, and I'm being called unpatriotic on our Sports Star YouTube page.
Why would you be unpatriotic?
Because it's America's 250th birthday, and I'm rooting for England.
America's out. There's a game on. You gotta pick a side,
right? Well,
you don't have to bet, but I know you.
Well, I just thought it was nice.
I mean, James Pledger is wearing a England soccer jersey. Number 7, right? I mean, is he unpatriotic? Oh,
boy,
what?
England, somebody just missed. Argentina.
Yeah.
It was a good save by the keeper.
Well, but Argentina still has it, and they hit the side of the net.
Yep. Argentina's had their opportunities, but so has England. Both teams have had opportunities to score, and they just haven't been able to get it done.
Yeah. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
I don't even know how to start this. And there's video, and it is disgusting. none of us like a porta potty, right? I don't know anybody that says, yeah, they don't mind it, right? And imagine Fiesta. Imagine you're at Oyster Bake, and you know what it's like. And again, God bless ladies that have to go in there. I mean, it's one thing for a guy, but that's about the worst place in the world you could be, right?
Totally agree with that, yes.
And the last place you want to go unless you just really, really, really have to go. Now, I remember one time we were out at the Valero, Texas Open, and a friend of ours was having a really, really good time. And then we couldn't find him. And calling him, I thought he hooked up with somebody and left. And called him, and then you hear the phone ring, and he had passed out in the porta potty over at the Valero, Texas Open.
Well, those are nice over there.
They were nice, but he wasn't in the fancy one. He was in the, but it was still nice and fairly clean. This video of where this guy hid out is disgusting because not only did he try to hide from cops in a porta potty, he tried to actually get in, was actually in the porta potty. He thought if they opened the door and looked around, they didn't see him, they'd leave. The cops found him hiding inside the tank.
They had to cut him out.
And he was stuck.
Can you imagine?
No.
Dude, I'd rather go to jail. Just arrest me and take me to jail. I don't have to get away that bad. We'll figure it out from there. Now, I don't recall what he did wrong or what they were looking for him for, but dude's in the porta potty tank, and I just can't even imagine. You remember the movie Shawshank Redemption where the dude escapes and he has to crawl through the sewer?
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's kind of what that is.
Well, he jumped into a pool of it, if you will.
Well, he did.
And then tried to duck down far enough to not be seen when the cops opened the porta potty door.
And then he couldn't get out.
Did he think there was like an
stuck.
escape
I have
route
no idea.
through there?
I have no idea.
I mean, obviously he didn't think that went through. And imagine the poor cops that have to deal with him, like handcuff him and pat him down.
They said that in the article they had to wash him down.
Well, of course they did.
I can't.
But there's not enough gloves in the world if I'm a cop that I and then you put them in the car and then just don't do that. Just go to the jail and then call AA bus bail bonds.
Everybody that has been in a porta potty has looked inside there. I mean, guys do it because we got to aim right. Although I guess it doesn't matter. But it's like, so you're looking and you see, oh my gosh, that's awful. And I do feel, you said it right. I feel sorry for women that have to go in those things. I'm sure they hover. And nobody's sitting down on that seat.
They got to hover. This, by the way, happened in Kansas City.
Kansas City.
And I do hope, because they say after the firefighters got there and cut them out. Imagine, you're watching an episode of Chicago Fire, and you know how they bring in Savarai and that crew, and they got to cut them out because they're that squad. And then they hosed them off at the fire truck. I hope they blasted the crap out of them.
Well, I hope they did too.
With a fire hose, not a water hose.
He probably hoped they did too. Dude, please, let me open up my cheeks to get that out of there. Please. I mean, you got to get it out of every crevice, every single one, because that stuff's going to seep in everywhere.
But honestly, people, go find the video. I'm still amazed that, I mean, the guy must be like James Pledger size to be able to go through the toilet seat and then try to hide out in there.
I couldn't even, dude. I mean, that would just be a reason to give up. I'm out. I got nowhere else to go. So take me to jail. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
The other video that's rolling around the internet's pretty funny. A lady pole dancing in her living room. Now, she set up the pole, and whether it's practice or exercise or whatever she's doing, but the pole wasn't mounted very strong, and it moves, and then it hits the deal on your roof to help put out fires, the sprinkler system. She flooded her entire apartment complex.
Well, at least she was trying. She was trying to do something constructive. She was working on an act maybe for her significant other. And, well, there you go. I wonder if the wife's bringing the strippers. Are they like the low-life strippers? Or are they the actual high-quality strippers?
The ones that are practicing at home to try to get things right. Right?
Well, I don't know what I don't remember what this woman looked like. I don't care what kind of gymnastics somebody does on a pole, because that's not what I'm there for. All right, I'm not there for a show like that. I want to look at you and ogle. I'm there to drool. So I don't really care what kind of acrobatic activity you have going on there.
You want to
doesn't
be
matter.
impressed.
I don't.
She can't just stand there.
Well, it depends on who it is. They could. I mean, seriously, I don't give a damn what kind of twirls and stuff.
Oh, you know what's impressive.
Upside down.
You know what?
Gymnastics
Yeah,
you're doing.
you say that now. What about John Gruden doing play-by-play? Eject. Play-by-play. John Gruden.
Yeah, well, apparently he's going to get his chance with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Is what what's being reported for a preseason game. He wants to do play-by-play, not color analyst, not that. He wants to do play-by-play.
You know, he says on a podcast that's his goal. And, you know, he did Monday Night Football for a long time. He's really good friends with Mike Tirico, who's the best at it. He wants to be able to do it. Very few can go from being an analyst to a play-by-play guy. Pat Summerall, former player, great play-by-play guy. John Madden was a great analyst. John Madden couldn't do play-by-play if he tried.
No.
Frank Gifford is one that, you know, it's such a different skill set. We'll see. And according to reports out of Tampa, in one of the Buccaneers preseason games, John Gruden will get to do play-by-play.
Yeah, well, so we'll see how he does. I mean, I would say that for any of these guys, Brady or Romo or anybody. I mean, it's
even
tough.
say Sean Elliott, for all the people saying, well, Sean could just do it. It's a complete goal. It's a completely different skill set. England on the board at the World Cup.
Wow. That's not Harry Kane. Who is that?
That's number 18.
I don't know who that is.
Well, nobody does except for 18.
All right, well.
Yeah. 1-0 England in the 55th minute.
1-0, I believe is how they say it.
Well,
I'm just saying.
1-0.
Yeah, soccer expert.
1-0. And Messi looks distraught.
Well, he does. There's a lot of time left.
They'll fix it for Argentina.
Oh, there's the Spice Girls and
David Beckham. That's the jersey that Pledger's wearing.
Oh, Pledge has that on.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, he wants to bend it like Beckham.
So I'm sure he does.
Is everybody on side here? They're showing a replay.
Spice. Oh, that dude looked offside.
Are they going to review this?
I'm just saying that one guy looks like he might have been offside.
Fix it for Argentina.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good goal, though.
It was.
The pass was excellent.
It's
and
just
the
a one-timer.
Yeah.
Off the inside of the right foot.
Number 18. Who are you? I don't know.
We'll see if it stands.
Yeah, we will. You know, soccer fans have been dressed up like was there lions? They were in a cowardly lion uniform. The other dude was a jester.
It does look like the goal is going to stand, so he was onside.
Wow, okay.
Although they haven't, they're still reviewing it, but everybody's lined up for the kick, so it does look like it's going to stand.
Yeah, all right. Well, how about that? 1-0.
1-0 England.
England.
And it does stand.
And by the way, just real quick, and I'm happy about this if it happens. Congress, representatives, House of Representatives, passed daylight savings time yesterday.
Now it still has to go
to the Senate.
It does seem like President Trump will sign it if it gets there.
He said he would sign it, yes.
But we're close to fixing this problem.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yes.
But there's a lot of senators that are speaking out against it. So
I don't know why. We all want more sunlight.
I think we do.
We all need
Why
more
not?
time in the
Yes,
day.
I totally agree with that. Coming up next here on the Blitz, Adam Silver had a press conference yesterday, and he was talking about Kawhi Leonard. And he says this probe must be finished before the season begins. We'll hear from the commish when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're tired all the time, struggling to stay motivated, losing muscle, your sex drive isn't what it used to be, it might not just be getting older, it could be low testosterone, so you need to go get tested. Do that at Synergenics, where the testosterone test is absolutely free. And if you need it, licensed providers will create a personalized testosterone replacement therapy plan for you based on your symptoms, your lab work, and your health goals. And then treatment is carefully monitored to help you feel great, look great, and live your best life. And for the entire month of July, when you start TRT and you stay on treatment for 90 days, you'll receive a $250 credit, an account credit, as part of their 250 for 250 celebration as they celebrate America's 250 years of independence, because they want to celebrate you who are declaring your independence from low testosterone. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Schedule that free testosterone test appointment at Synergenics.com. Synergenics only uses non-compounded pharmaceutical-grade testosterone. Most major insurance plans are accepted. So schedule that appointment today at Synergenics.com. Synergenx.com.
The Morning Huddle.
I'm pretty sure you bleed, Rob. I don't bleed. I'm a karate man. I bleed on the inside. It just sticks.
You hold it in.
I hold it in. Right around my elbows.
What's the guy's name that is bulletproof, Vic? The big black guy, the big black superhero.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, you're like Luke Cage. His skin is impenetrable.
It's not always good either.
Except the problem is, like,
ingrown hair problem.
Yeah. Like when they would try to cut Luke Cage with a scalpel, it would break the scalpel.
Yeah.
That's actually what happens to Rob when he tries to clip his toenails.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio, the world's largest soccer matchup is underway, and Novo Brewery is where you need to be for every single match. We're talking 80-plus feet of massive video walls, so you feel every goal. Full bar, craft beer on tap, impressive food lineup, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. Novo Brewery isn't just a bar, it is San Antonio soccer headquarters. It's attached to North Star Mall with late-night hours, because the world never sleeps during the global game. NovoBrew.com.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more. A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month with Window Nation at 50% off all window styles. Yes, 50% off new beautiful energy efficient windows, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
This World Cup update on San Antonio Sports Star is brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match. With 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigos margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row of every game, it's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Sports presents this World Soccer Update sponsored by Grainger. With professional grade products for every industry, Grainger has you covered. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Halftime in Atlanta in the second semifinal of this World Cup. England and Argentina scoreless at the break. It was a cagey and balanced first 45, both teams just probing, looking for that opener. Argentina have the slight edge in possession, 56% of the ball. Neither team has created a shot on target. Tempers have started to flare between these long-standing international rivals. 2 yellow cards were given in the first half, one to England's Elliot Anderson, another to Argentina's Lisandro Martinez. This is the 6th ever World Cup meeting between these two nations. The winner moves on to face Spain in Sunday's final. I'm Lucas Panzica, Westwood One Sports.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready to gear up for the final stretch. Henkel Summer of Soccer Sweepstakes is giving fans the chance to win U.S. Soccer store gift cards to stock up on everything you need to support the home team. Last chance to win, enter now. No purchase necessary. Starts June 16th and ends July 31st, 2026. Must be 18 and a resident of the contiguous United States. Sponsored by Henkel. Henkel, proud partner of U.S. Soccer.
Back on a Wednesday afternoon, the World Cup action going on right now. Argentina and England. England with a 1-0 lead as they go to the 64th minute, almost 65th minute here in the World Cup. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. Looks like it's going to be an exciting finish, Jason.
Well, I mean, let's hope. I mean, we need to get another goal. I mean, there was just an opportunity for Argentina with a couple of headers in the box, but England able to defend that.
Yep, they've had a lot of opportunities.
Keep you posted. We'll talk some Trinity football coming up. Jeremy Urban will join us here in a studio, but some NBA business that you felt like it was close to being complete with this whole Kawhi Leonard situation. And then, of course, Toronto said, now, wait a minute, hang on now, we're not going to do that. Well, Adam Silver said, well, we hope to have this thing done before the season starts.
I'm hopeful that it will wrap up this summer, so that would continue to be the goal here. And I just want to clarify, so everyone understands, I mean, the league did not pause the trade. The parties to the trade made a decision not to go forward, given that the investigation remained open and any possible impact on Kawhi or his contract was yet to be known. And so they chose not to live with that uncertainty, but that was well known before the trade was proposed. And I don't think there was any reason for people to believe that the status of Kawhi Leonard would change merely because he was traded. The investigation needs to run its course.
Absolutely. And it was kind of weird when Toronto made that trade, and we said it here on the Blitz, and we were happy he wasn't coming to San Antonio because, well, remember, the guy is under investigation.
Well, and the idea that Toronto went to those lengths and made the trade, although then put it on pause, but everything right now is in limbo, and then when you hear the commissioner say, we hope to have it done this summer.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Well, exactly. You would think at some point Toronto clearly knew there were some questions, and maybe they backed out when they realized, well, any penalties would go to them. It's like you buy a used car and you buy the problems with that used car. Then when they realized that, they wanted nothing to do with that deal.
But and I don't blame them once they realize that the ramifications could be pretty bad. You put a pause on the deal until the investigation's over. But this has been going on for 10 months now, and you're hoping that it wraps up by the end of the summer. I mean, my goodness.
Can you put a deadline on that, though? If investigators are doing what they're doing and going through all the documents they say they're going through, they've been doing it to this point, but you can't put a deadline on that. If they continue to find more stuff that sends them down more rabbit holes, then I don't see how the commissioner at this point can't say, and he used the word hopeful. Hopefully it's done this summer. It can't drag into next year. Or at what point does the commissioner just step in and suspend him? Or Toronto say, all right, trade is off, and everybody goes back to what they're doing? Because you had all those other players involved in the trade. They probably looked at new, places to live in what they think is going to be their new cities or lease arrangements where they were. It's more than just Kawhi Leonard's life that's in limbo right now because of this investigation.
Well, it's got to wrap up. Rabbit holes are rabbit holes. 10 months? I mean, come on. I don't know how many rabbit holes you can crawl down in 10 months. These are supposed to be the best in the business, and I'm sure they're not cheap. And Adam Silver's going to have a hell of a bill on his hands once this is over. So
lawyers and billable hours.
Yeah, this has got to be taken care of. I can't believe that it's carried on this long. So we'll see. We're going to talk some football though, because football season is right around the corner. Trinity football right around the corner. Their head coach, Jeremy Urban, is here.
Standing right there.
He is right there. I see him. He's coming over. You're going to see him here in a few minutes, too, because we're going to talk to him when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Obviously, the weather, it's a problem right now with all the stuff, all the rain that we've been having, still under a flash flood watch. So Golf Club of Texas not open today. Nobody playing golf today, but just imagine how pristine that golf course is going to be over the next coming days. With all this rain, it is going to be green. It is going to be lush. It is going to be absolutely perfect. So nothing is stopping you from going to golfclubtexas.com right now to make your tee time for either this weekend or Monday or Tuesday of next week. Because, see, that's the beauty of the Golf Club of Texas. They're open 7 days a week. Open to the public 7 days a week. Although you might go out there and think you're at a swanky country club, but, well, you're not. You're at the Golf Club of Texas, and they serve everybody 7 days a week. It is outstanding. Let me tell you about the food that they have out there at the 10 Cup Bar and Grill. It is absolutely spectacular. And the best part about that is it's not going to break the bank. They're proud of their food, but the prices, well, they are reasonable and affordable, certainly. You can take the whole family out there. If you're not playing golf, you just want to go out somewhere nice for dinner, go out to the 10 Cup Bar and Grill because they're open every night until 9 o'clock. So you can go out there. If you get off a little bit later and you want to go out there, they're open till 9 o'clock. Here's the other thing. If you can't play golf, I don't know, say Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, but you want to go practice, you can do that because they have a lighted driving range that is open until 11 o'clock every night. It's a one-stop shop for golf, for food, for all of the fun that you want to have when you take your family or friends out for a good time on the golf course. The Golf Club of Texas, you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether you're headed out for dinner at the 10 Cup or around with your buddies, your next tournament, check them out. Again, best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm presents the 2026 Back to School Drive. Saturday, August 1st from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last. Saturday, August 1st from 11 till 1. Sponsored in part by the College for Healthcare Professionals, AI United Insurance, Central Med, Tamalitos Restaurants, Somerset Academy, and Romo Door Supply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at christushealth.org.
George Gets Justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
I like shorts that are pretty short.
What do kids want to wear back to school? We ask them.
I love wearing things that make me feel confident. They have to be like really comfortable too.
Yeah. Nike shoes, running shoes.
Like I think I wear my Birkenstocks every single day.
I just wear what I want and I let other people wear what they want.
Right now at Academy Sports and Outdoors, get 20% off backpacks from brands like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and more. In-store and online. Academy. Fun can't lose.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
On the next, the second AJ and Rob show, we expect a full complement of talent talking World Cup, figuring out what's going on in the NFL, and did the Spurs get the win last night? So much to do. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Football's back.
Well said, Jerry Jones. Football is back. Just about. We are close. I can see it right around the corner, right over there. Thanks for joining us here on this wet Wednesday afternoon. It is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. That guy's Jason Minnick.
And you think about football being right around the corner. Trinity head football coach Jeremy Urban in studio, because we can do that this time of year.
Absolutely.
And talk some Trinity football, maybe a little NFL football. We go back so long. I mean, you were still playing. You played in a couple of Super Bowls. And I had to brush up a little bit. I get my Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine.
Best in the business.
It's your 13th season at Trinity?
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It doesn't, I mean, I know you've been there a long time. 13th season?
Yeah, it's wild. 15th when you count those 2 years as an assistant, too. My wife and I are always talking about just how fast, time's flying by. But I love what I'm doing. It's a place that's obviously near and dear to me and my family. So, yeah, those 13 years have gotten here fast.
Yeah, I know it goes by fast, but you must really be enjoying the just the atmosphere, the kids that you're able to coach there at Trinity University, and just having a good time.
Yeah, again, it's my alma mater, and when I met there's all kinds of nostalgia when I walk onto that campus every single day. But Jason, to the point of the 2 Super Bowls, I think that having played in those and comparing those to my days at Trinity, I can really relate to the fact that, hey, between the white lines on Saturdays, like, it's all the same, right? You're coaching those guys you love. You're playing for one another. The competition's real. So, it's a special place, and I love the young men, and, wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Jeremy, as you say that, and through the years, we talk about your love for Trinity, where you went. You could go coach in a lot of places, bigger places that have a lot more money, this, that, and the other. You like being right down there.
Yeah, I think that there's so many different reasons. Again, I see the tangible changes in our guys all the time. And that was me, right? Coming from South Texas, country boy, growing up on a ranch and seeing the impact that the school had on me and my family. My parents, they kind of got their college experience by coming and cheering us on at Trinity. I say us because my brother came 7 years after me. But yeah, our guys have played really, really well. We've had extremely talented guys come through. We have them right now, and the phone has rang. But for us as a family, this is where we want to be. We want to raise our kids around, high achieving young men who are goal setters, and they're committed to seeing things through. And I think that's invaluable for my daughter, who's 16 now, right? To see what a high achieving young man looks like out there, and to be able to say, hey, those are some guys that maybe down the road could be in the pool, right? And for my twin boys to say, it doesn't go perfectly for all those guys, but they effectively have 120 big brothers, right? And, they're ball boys for us, and they get to be on the sidelines and interact and get to know them. So, again, there's so much more value for me than just the paycheck, right? I mean, we get to be around great kids as a staff, but then our kids can pattern off of them as well, and that's huge.
Outstanding. Jeremy, explain the difference, if you would, to me, because – between Trinity and, say, I don't know, a UTSA or a Texas A&M, if I'm understanding, you guys still don't do scholarships. Is that correct?
Correct. There's no football athletic money involved. Somewhat similar to like an Ivy League school, in that our dollars are tied to academic prowess. So we're going to give an academic award, a merit award based on their high school transcript and what that body of work looks like. And then Trinity, from the support of all of our our alums and people who've believed in us. We have an extremely robust need-based aid package. So, we're able to try to meet families kind of where they are to make Trinity a very viable option. And I can't tell you how many people are floored that, Trinity can be a more affordable option compared to a UT or an A&M just going as a student, or maybe even, some of the higher academic schools on the East Coast. And they think, hey, those guys are well endowed. There's no way we can get that kind of, financial aid package here, and then they go through the process and they're surprised. So, we've had some young men who've gotten hurt, and the fact that they couldn't finish their career, but they could continue through because their aid package had nothing to do with athletics. That's been reassuring for some moms through the recruiting process too. So, no football money, but there are opportunities for a discount to come through merit and need-based aid.
Jeremy, as you talk about that aspect of football at Trinity, you also don't have to deal with some of the crap that, say a Jeff Traylor at UTSA has to deal with.
Right.
Yeah. With NIL. Is it, when you go to like the coaching schools and you hear them talking, complaining or whatever, you're like, man, I'm glad I don't have to swim in that water.
No, absolutely. And when we've had calls as a family, and I've sat down with Emily and we've talked about, hey, these people have called, and it's a very quick, not the right fit, right? Because of all of those, troubles are just part of the job. Maybe, I've talked to Jeff about it, and that's, unfortunately, that's just part of the job at that level of football right now. We try to be really clear on the front end of things. This is a 4-year academic expectation from us. And our guys are coming and their families are committing to this because they know the value of the Trinity degree. And I think that limits some of the hopping, that maybe the people who come in, they're not looking at this as a launching pad. They're saying, hey, we want to come in and earn an elite degree. We have Tucker Horn up playing in the Canadian Football League. We've had other guys who've gotten opportunities to work out for NFL teams, and maybe they didn't run fast enough, but they got the chance, right? So if you come and play well at our place, you can get a look, and you have a chance to still get a great degree. So, I think that we're a little bit insulated. The NIL hadn't gotten to us. Again, would our kids like it? Sure, but it's not something they're looking for at our place.
I would assume, though, and if I had a son, I'd want him to talk to you, and I would assume that you're a great example for some of these young men that come through that maybe want to try the next level because of your path undrafted free agent. You make it. You had a nice career in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, you take Tucker for an example. He was a Division I guy who we recruited out of high school. He took that path coming out of high school, came back to us. And we run a very pro-based offense, very, very multiple defense. We play violent football and special teams at a premium at our place. And, Tucker got his look because when all those scouts, he worked out for 26 NFL teams. And when they all turned on the film, they were able to see the schemes translate, right? His responsibilities at the line of scrimmage wasn't small college. It wasn't even a lot of the fast-paced RPO stuff that the bigger schools do. And, we have a chance to develop players, and we talk about that in the recruiting process. We are a developmental program. Even though he transferred, we don't get a lot of transfers. So, you come in and you get to develop where schematically a lot of places are a lot more vanilla because of the transient nature of college football now. So, you can come learn a system, show your growth, and show scouts what you can do.
Violent football.
Yeah.
I love that description.
Yeah. That's
what everybody talk in your mind when you say violent football. Explain that.
Yeah, I mean, we want to truly win the line of scrimmage. I played receiver in the NFL for 9 years, but I earned my paycheck on special teams, and as a guy who had to go in on heavy packages and block. I was giving an interview yesterday about Larry Fitzgerald, how excited we all are about his Hall of Fame induction this year. But Anquan Bolden was on the other side, and that dude played violent football. So it's always been around me. Steve Moore, who I played for at Trinity, preached. He was an old O-line coach who was the head coach. We're going to be physical. We play football during the week. We probably do a little bit more physical stuff on Wednesday than most people these days. But, I believe it's a safe way to practice. Everyone's on the same page. And, to play it on Saturday, you have to play during the week. But, yeah, we get after it pretty good.
Well, and I love that because, we talk about the NFL now and even college to some extent where, the practices – well, they're a little different, a little lighter, and we go to training camp, and we'll be up there in a couple of weeks, and it's just different than it used to be, say, 10, 15 years ago. When you see something like that, obviously your philosophy is a little bit different, but what do you think when you see how the NFL in particular is this time right now?
Yeah, my first NFL head coach was Mike Holmgren, and Andy Reid learned how to have tough, training camps from Mike Holmgren, and then I had Bill Parcells. So, a couple of guys who like to grind it a little bit. But, again, I think that you have to be smart, right? You have to have your guys ready on Saturdays, or they have to have them ready for Sundays. They're playing, and that's a CBA thing, I think you can be really safe, and you can protect your guys. My wife sits on an advisory board for the Harvard Player Study, right? I'm very tuned in to the side of football that can pose problems, right? But at the same time, to be successful on Saturdays, you have to be able to tackle, right? You have to be able to block. You have to be able to do the things when we have weather like we're having in San Antonio today. And if you don't practice that and you don't preach and you don't get guys wired to be able to do that, you're going to have a hard time. So, my commitment to our players is that we're going to win. We want to control football games, and you got the Texas Tech helmet there. I'd like to present you with a different one here in a second, Jason. But those guys made a living of selling out, for a long time. When Pat was there, 48, 47 type games, and I just don't desire for that, right? You want to win the game, but I'd much rather control a football game with a violent nature, and win it 31-10, and get as many guys on the field as we can.
Argentina just scored. It's 1-1 in the 85th minute of this World Cup semifinal game. I know Joe's a little pissed now because I think his money is on England.
It may or may not be, Jeremy. We don't do crazy stuff like that. Entertainment
watching
purposes.
A replay, what an incredible goal for Argentina. Jeremy Urban, head football coach at Trinity University, with us here in studio. You mentioned, like controlling over 31-10. You guys dominate. And you guys have been so good for so long, always right up there at the top or in the playoffs, and the level of consistency. In your mind, obviously 13 years stability in the program, but what you were describing with the way you practice, then you play on Saturday, and you win your games 31-10, and everybody gets to play. You take a dominant, like a steel team playing a lesser team, and second half your starters aren't playing.
Yeah, and as somebody who's committed to developing players, right? We are well taken care of. We play in a national conference. Our conference is essentially a mini SEC footprint, right? So, in the playoffs, we can only suit up 58. So, we travel with 58 and we get used to that playoff operation. So we're ready for that when that time comes. But for home games, we suit them all up. We have about 116, 118 on our team typically. And my commitment is, if we get the game in hand, right, how we need it, it's been because of the effort of the guys all week who are doing the non-sexy stuff, right? They're the ones who are growing and developing and getting the starters and the two deep guys ready. Well, it's my job to get those guys on the field, get them varsity minutes, right? Get them a chance to get on. Their parents can see them and support them. We have guys who sign up for a glue type role in our locker room, and I get no greater joy than to see those guys get on the field and catch their first touchdown pass as a senior or something like that. So again, it's a brotherhood, but to me, like, hey, we all have our role, right? We all have to. It's Bill Parcells, right? Or Bill Belichick, do your job, right? And our guys buy into that, and I think that because of the type of locker room and those guys who come in and they understand their value in the locker room is not tied to those Saturday snaps. They develop a true brotherhood over 4 years, and they understand that their role is important. And the starting quarterback's validating that defensive tackle on the development squad because he knows that we need that guy to give a good look, right? And so. Yeah, we get them on the field on Saturdays when we've got the game how we can, and I'm not chasing stats. I'm about getting guys developed on the field.
When you start preparing for a season, and I'm assuming coaching is pretty much 365 these days, but when do you really start digging in and getting ready for your players to get their training camp and then get into the season? When does that process begin?
It's kind of a rolling process from the end of the spring into the summer. I mean, we're in the office right now. I kind of let my assistants take a variety of different vacations throughout the summer. I tell them when I'm going to be there and when I'm not, and then they're rolling recruits in the rest of the time so that around their schedules. But end of July, last week of July, first week of August for us, we're only allowed 23 days before our first game, so we don't get quite the amount of time that the Division I schools get. So really, we'll start at the beginning of August. With everything that we've already prepped, right? And we'll get all of the guys back in the building, make sure all of our practice plans are buttoned up so that when camp gets here, we're just rolling with the guys. We've got everything scripted for that first week, and we can make some modifications, but for the most part, we're ready to just teach and love on those guys and coach them up. The off the field stuff, building of a Trinity football man is really big for me. So a lot of my time in July is spent with our nighttime meetings. I mean, we're a true camp setup, right? 7 a.m. breakfast check to 9 p.m. when we get through with them. I'm outside of their little break in the afternoon, but that nighttime culture talk for me and how we build that and the consistency of that message so that our old guys can teach the young guys because the young guys have heard it from me and then they understand how to walk it out. That's probably my favorite time in camp, but that spends a lot of my time in July as I prep for that because I have to be on for that, right? I've got great coaches who coach the X's and O's. If I'm going to set the direction of the ship for this year, I've got to be good in August.
You think about that and the number of San Antonio guys that are always on your roster. And I know with all the high school football that I do every week when I'm talking to coaches, who's looking at who. And there's always a couple guys, oh, yeah, Jeremy Erb is looking at this guy over at Trinity. And I hope he goes there because those high school coaches want them to get coached in college by you.
Well, I appreciate that by those guys. And, I'm going to tell Coach Traylor thank you over at UTSA, right? I mean, with what he's done with the program, right, there's been a shift in local area guys, over the last good number of years saying, hey, I'd like to go to UTSA, right? So for a while when we would try to recruit local players, they'd say, oh, Coach, it's just so close to home. And then now I can ask them, well, hey, if Coach Traylor called and offered you a scholarship, would you stay and play for the Roadrunners? And well, yeah, it's UTSA. I'm like, well, if they're not too close, we're not too close, right? So some of these guys, we have two returning All-Americans from last year. T.J. Scannell at middle linebacker, a San Antonio Reagan kid, and Alex Tavares, our split-end ex-receiver, who's a returning All-American, and he's San Antonio Johnson, right? So we have two kids who are at the best of our level, okay? I think that they should both be repeat All-Americans, and thankfully they stayed home. Cody Brown came in this past year from Harlan, started every game at our short corner spot. Again, we've got some Smithson Valley guys carrying a really big load who are going to see an expanded role this year. So it's been fun seeing the local guys grow on our team.
Jeremy, when you've talked about a lot of coaches. What is that fraternity, that brotherhood like? Do you guys get an opportunity to, get together or call each other and talk on a social basis perhaps and just kind of rehash what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I get to serve on the AFC, American Football Coaches Association Executive Board, and that's given me a chance to have some relationships with some guys across country that maybe we can talk, right, and socially about the job and what it looks like without fearfulness of competitiveness, right? If I'm talking to Clark Lee at Vanderbilt, like, we're not going to compete, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, it's an incredible fraternity. Coach Traylor's been awesome. Locally, I can always call him. Eric Morse and I, are friends from when he was here, and haven't gotten a chance to know Coach Killo very well yet. But it's a good fraternity.
Awesome.
Argentina just scored again
Sure
in the 91st minute.
Boy, this team is incredible.
I think they're going to look at this, although it looked onside to me. Nice cross and a header to the side there. Messi with the assist, setting him up.
Nice. Sure did.
Well, they're not going to take that away. Messi's involved, so they'll review it all they want. 9 minutes of stoppage time, though, so still plenty of time left for England, who look like they went into a defensive shell. They're playing prevent defense. And, Jeremy, you know what happens to teams when they start playing prevent defense?
Prevents you from winning.
Yeah, prevents you from winning. Crazy. Now, Jeremy Urban, head coach at Trinity, long-running, I don't want to call it joke, but back and forth with the helmets, that when we moved into this new studio, we tried to get helmets from all the local teams. He kept telling me, I got one for you. You got to come by. Go by, and you're not there. They kept, and it's almost like Joe and I have a long joke about going to Fred's Fish Fry, and as long as we don't go, that's a running bit that continue. You brought a helmet here for our studio.
I did.
One of the best looking helmets in the state.
It sure is.
So we've got our maroon lid here. We've got two of them. I'll let you put it where you want it, but I'm going to put it right here in front of me. Again, we love traveling across the country and showing off that Texas logo. Knowing that we've got a lot of people that we're representing. So thanks for letting us put it up here with this great lineup that you have on the desk.
That is a great looking helmet, isn't it? I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty fond of it. I'm pretty fond of it. Yeah.
Well, just I love the logo, the Texas and Trinity across there. You brought the maroon version. You got.
We've got a white lid too that next time I'm over I'll bring you something.
Yeah, we're not going to be greedy, but it is cool with all the different looks.
It is. Again, we have very passionate alums, and we have a luxury of a lot of things at Trinity. They know how hard our guys work, and we charter flights like nobody does at our level to get where we need to and get back to the multiple uniform combinations, 2 helmets. Again, we're getting a new locker room right now from some very generous people that, I'll put against any of these guys on the table, right? It's going to be that special.
You have a Cody Campbell in your back pocket?
We do not, but we have a lot of people, again, who love our guys, who understand what kind of impact they're going to have down the road, and they want to make sure that these 4 years that they enjoy before they go work.
And the game atmosphere, I try to go to at least one game a year over there at Trinity, and it's just always so much fun. Such a unique setting for college football.
It really is. It's what it's all about. Right there in the middle of the dorms, and we've got a great beer garden on the side.
There's beer there.
We've got our parents, out in the lawn, the lawn that the Oilers used to traverse when they were there for training camp. Again, phenomenal tailgate experience. Again, great venue, great administration that allows it all to happen. So invite anybody to come out. Free tickets, right? Come on out and check it out.
I was always one of the 15 people out there to watch the Oilers train. They never had a big crowd out there for whatever reason, even when they were good, Jeremy. And it always surprised me. I grew up an Oiler fan.
Yeah,
so
well, I went and watched them in San Marcos, right? So maybe not having that river.
Maybe,
there used to be a lot more people in San Marcos.
Awesome. Well, good luck this season, Jeremy. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Appreciate it. Jeremy Urban, head football coach at Trinity here in studio.
No pressure on UIW, but I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Jeremy's brought it,
we've asked them too.
We have, so we gotta make that happen as well. So we appreciate it very much. Yeah, it's 2-1 Argentina now. They just took the lead over England with not much time left to go. We'll keep you updated on that, and we continue here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, and the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, you know your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service, and they're open 24/7. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com.
The world's biggest soccer showdown is here, and Novo Brewery is San Antonio's ultimate place to watch. Over 80 feet of massive LED screens, craft beer, hard kombucha on tap, and a food menu built for the moment. Novo Brewery, attached to North Star Mall and at novobrew.com.
Experience the wildest weekend of the summer at Retama Park for camel, ostrich, and zebra racing. Thursday, meet the camels, ostriches, and zebras up close during a special meet and greet event. Then watch them hit the track during our famous camel, ostrich, and zebra races Friday and Saturday. Reserve your table in terrace dining or catch all the action from San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. Enjoy live quarter horse racing every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday through August 22nd at Retama Park. Visit tickets.retamapark.com for all the details.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the 99th minute, that's where they're at right now. Argentina with a 2-1 lead over England. Argentina with 2 back-to-back goals in a short amount of time, and they have taken the lead. Leo Messi went down. Looks like he's hurt. We'll check it out and see what happens.
Fine.
Yeah, just rub some dirt on it, right?
Magic spray.
That's right. Spurs in action tonight, Las Vegas Summer League, 8:30 on Amazon Prime.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah, on a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're staying dry and safe and all of that good stuff and enjoying your Wednesday afternoon. Appreciate you stopping by here. It is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix, and what looks like Argentina is going to pull out another one, Jason.
I mean, there's still time, although I'm not sure how much time because they've already played the original stoppage time, 9 minutes, but there was a goal in there, that celebration. Messi fell down, and he rolled around for a couple of seconds, so they're going to have to add that time on. But your boy Harry Kane is really kind of, I don't know, he's pulled a Pulisic in this one.
Yeah, he really has. He hasn't done much of anything. Who's the other guy? The other star
Jude?
there. He hasn't done much either. I tell you what, credit Argentina because I mean it's been the story throughout the World Cup. They look like they're down and out, and they find a way to pull out a win, and it looks like they're going to find a way to pull out this win as well. So. Give me the Harry Kane special. That's right. Well, Harry Kane can go special himself in that third place game against France.
He wants a Harry Kane.
Doesn't everybody? I mean, come on.
Not necessarily.
Well, it depends.
No. It's going to make a Manscaped joke there.
Yeah, well.
What do they call it? The lawnmower 3.0?
Is that what it is? Wow. Oh. Well, interesting. It's still going. I don't know how much more time. So there can't be a lot of time left here.
Yeah, they can't
That's
be. I think
right
it's over.
there.
It's
there
over.
It is right there.
It's over. Argentina wins. Ryan Eagle, you had your money on?
Argentina. Are you kidding me?
No,
there we go.
No,
I had England today. I guess,
Wow, you just got a bird up from James Pledger.
Yeah, well, what the hell? Maybe it's his fault. He's wearing the damn Beckham jersey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wore this on Saturday, and they won.
Oh, well, I
The
bet
only
on them on
difference is you
Saturday,
bet
and they
on 'em.
won. I bet on them on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
Uh-huh.
I don't lose every game.
I mean, just the big ones that we talk about.
Apparently, no.
I mean, you're 0 for 2.
I'll have to decide.
I'm 2-0.
So either Spain or Argentina can call me and say, bet on the other guy.
Are you taking bribes?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
yes.
How much does Jorge need to pay you to bet your money on Argentina?
I need to go talk to Jorge. And see what the price is these days.
I would imagine he'd be willing to take that. What a matchup, though. Argentina and Spain. Now, granted, we're soccer experts now. The storylines for all 4 teams that made the semifinals, because from what I read, the first time that the top 4 teams made it this far. So there was no surprise. It's like having all the 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament show up at the Final Four. So, but you do. The history and the storylines are fantastic. But Argentina and Spain is going to be great. And honestly, France and England would have also been a great finals, and that's what you're going to get in the fancy third-place game on Saturday afternoon.
Look, I tell you what, Argentina, they've been just like they've been crazy, comeback kids. I don't think they can do that against Spain. Spain's defense has just been unbreakable.
Well, again, though, they seem to do it against her, but I mean, it's a really bad analogy. Argentina has turned into Jalen Brunson in the Knicks. You're down, and then when it matters most, they're able to come through.
Well, that's what they've been doing this entire tournament. I mean, they really have. Every time, yeah, no. Every time you think that they're down and out, they come back and they get it done. I mean, the 2 goals that they scored there, bang bang, just incredible. Just the way that they're able to get it done. I mean, it is impressive. And Messi with the assist on I think it was the lead goal, was just incredible. So. Beckham didn't look too happy there. Did you see him?
Well, his team just lost.
He did.
There's nothing he could do about it. Now, I looking over on our YouTube page, which you guys can comment as well, I don't know how far behind the TV is that James Pledger has on in there, but Claymore is like, what are you guys on Pacific time or something?
Well, and maybe we are.
Now, I will say, like when we were talking with Jeremy Urban, a goal was scored, and we waited till he finished answering a question, and we didn't interrupt him, so it wasn't instant like goal, and we just announced it. You finish your thought, but I don't know how far behind. I mean, Pledge, you've got what, Spectrum, right, or DirecTV? Spectrum?
Yeah, but it's through the app I'm streaming, so it's delayed from regular cable.
But typically 30 seconds, 40 seconds or so.
Jeez, I just seen an alert up there under a tornado warning.
Well,
for Bexar County, effective until 4:49 p.m. So,
all right. Well, I mean, dude, that tornado earlier this morning, and on Twitter, I saw some photos from a storm chaser, and the roof of one of those apartments over there just completely I mean, the roof's gone.
UTSA.
Yeah, you're able to look in and go, man. And you just feel bad for those people that were living on the top floor.
I hope they got the hell out of there.
Well, I mean, I don't see people's in there, but you're right. I hope they were out and just. I mean, it's just scary as hell.
Well, I mean, I know they probably shouldn't make. They might be in the Wizard of Oz right now somewhere. No, seriously, I hope nobody was home.
The movie Twister?
Exactly, and they got the hell out of it because half of that roof is gone. And
well,
so,
I mean, you're looking into 6 different apartments, all of which seem to have their bathtubs. So if that's where they were hiding, at least the bathtubs stayed in there. No, it's just scary when you think about that. And as early as that was, because it was, around 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame. I know my power went out around 7:45, and I mean, they could have been asleep. And then all of a sudden you wake up.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I mean,
wow. Yeah, well, I hope everybody's okay. I have not heard any reports of any injuries or otherwise, and so I hope that stays that way. But yeah, it's been a scary day in San Antonio, without a doubt, and so I hope everybody's okay. Stay safe, because obviously the weather's not over yet, and so be careful out there.
The other part, I mean, just all the alerts, and some of these weather alerts, my phone's making noises. Even it's on silent, and it's still. They really want you to know, but
well, dude, mine's on silent too, and it doesn't go. What the hell?
I don't think.
Poor Jeremy Urban's answering a question, and you got that ringing in his ear over there.
It's on silent. You can get abducted. It won't make the noise then, but these weather alerts, Apple's wanting me to make sure.
Unbelievable.
Apple's looking out for me, man.
Is that what it
iPhone
is?
Cares about me more than your little Android cares about you, apparently.
Well, and my Android cares about the job. That's what we're doing here.
It is annoying as hell.
It really is.
I know it's raining.
Yes, it is.
Was it your computer that made the doorbell sound when the show
Ryan
started?
Eagle. You talk about doing the job. Why is your making a doorbell sound?
Well, obviously it's a crappy computer.
Well, no, because you didn't have mute on.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I should just put it up there.
Uh-huh.
The hell.
Sure. Guy named Martin Vicente just sent us a message. Here's a term for y'all's newfound love of soccer. That defensive fallback is called park the bus.
Park the bus. Now, who is this guy?
Martin Vicente.
Martin? Park the bus, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I probably won't remember that. No offense, and I appreciate you sending that, but it's like, I don't know. I'll watch a little soccer on Sunday afternoon.
Will you recognize a park the bus situation?
I don't know if I will or not, but at least I have something to look for. And so but that will probably be my last game for the next 4 years. I'm just saying.
When you roll over to watch a San Antonio FC game, you could scream, park the bus.
Well, I may do that. I mean, I could go to an SAFC game. I'd be all right with that. I'm not sure how much soccer I'm going to watch. But,
not much.
Socialize. And
I mean, that's the beauty of going to a soccer game live.
I mean, they sell beer there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And then you could sit down with the people that are wearing scarves and learn the chants. And
I'm not going to do. What the hell do I want to do that for?
Oh, so you're not watching soccer, and then if they let you beat the drum, you just can't screw that up.
All right, well,
but you'll need a couple of beers to have the courage to go beat the drum. It's kind of like what you see with the Jackals at the Spurs game. They do at a soccer game.
Ah, okay, all right. Well, that's cool. Is that kind of where they got it from? You think? I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know where the Jackals. Was that a Wimby idea?
Look, they stole that from the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, I mean, if they're doing it in soccer too, maybe they.
Well, then maybe the Vikings stole it from soccer.
And I have no problem with that. It's not a criticism of anybody because if you don't steal stuff, I mean, what the hell are you doing? You gotta take things from other people that have already seen the success of them and use it for yourself. It's nothing wrong with it. Not at all.
Yeah.
You do it all the time, Minix.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the old saying, I mean, if you hear it, steal it, because nobody has an original idea anymore.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
That's the way that it goes. It's okay. Hey, by the way, coming up here at the bottom of the hour, 4:35, Rudy Lopez is going to join us. Now, if you don't know who Rudy Lopez is, that's okay, because a lot of people probably don't. But he is one of the Spurs season ticket holders, who was booted out of the Frost Bank Center in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. He's going to tell us his story when he joins us here on the Blitz at 4:35. Looking forward to that conversation. In the meantime, we got a lot of stuff to talk about because Well, obviously, we can talk more soccer. That's probably what the people want because we're so good at it. But Brian Schottenheimer has all but guaranteed a Super Bowl.
Oh, stop.
All but guaranteed it.
Oh, stop.
He's done it.
Here we go.
We'll hear from the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I want to talk to you about my Connecticut Quality Water Softener. Love this thing, obviously. If you listen to this show, you know how much I love it. And it's been in my house now about a year. It's roughly about a year. And I tell you what, the changes that have been made are just incredible. I kind of take them for granted now. It's just like it's there. You expect it to work. It does. And it's just a fantastic product. But it made a difference as soon as they put it in. With everything that I do. Everything that you use water for, it makes a difference. Shower, clothes, dishes, all of the above. I don't know what I did without it. And I've had other water softeners in other houses I've lived in, and none of them compare to what I have now in my Connecticut Quality Water Softener. And one of the best parts about getting that thing was the fact that they gave me for free a reverse osmosis drinking station. They installed it right there at my kitchen sink. Before they installed it there, I went to the showroom, and there were different colors, is that the right word? Textures, all of that stuff. So it's designed, whatever you have in your house now, they can make it match like it was absolutely meant to be there the entire time. This thing is great. No more bottled water at my house. We don't have it. Don't have to lug it in from the grocery store or figure out a way to get rid of all the empty water bottles. We've got it right there at the kitchen sink. Fill up a glass, you've got bottled water. Also still giving you the free money, 0% interest for 12 months. It's an incredible deal. Don't put it off. Get this done. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the 2026 Back to School Drive. Saturday, August 1st from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children while supplies last. Saturday, August 1st from 11 till 1. Sponsored in part by the College for Healthcare Professionals, AI United Insurance, Central Med, Tamalitos Restaurants, Somerset Academy, and Romo Door Supply.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at ChristusHealth.org.
Don't miss the San Antonio Gunslingers final home game this Sunday, July 19th at 3 p.m. It's the Outlaw Game. First 1,000 fans get a free custom Gunslinger bandana, plus big end-of-season merch specials. Last chance to see them at home this season. Get tickets now at sagunslingers.com.
If you or someone you love is struggling with alcohol or drug use, you do not have to carry it alone. I'm Peter McCarthy of the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, known as CICADA. We help people take the next step with compassion, privacy, and no judgment. You do not need all the answers, just a safe place to start. And 90% of our services are provided at no cost. Call Cicada at 210-225-4741. That's 210-225-4741. Or visit cicada.org.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, the celebration continues. Did you see Argentina? I don't know. There were thousands of people back in Argentina watching this soccer match today, and they were just all going nuts. You got Messi still going crazy. They're celebrating there as they will now head into the championship game against Spain on Sunday. Sunday, Argentina taking on Spain, 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. I'm Joe Reinigle. He's Jason Minix.
And then, of course, the fancy third-place game is Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, going to be right in front of the tube for that one.
Those are the two teams you bet that would meet each other in the final. So at the very least you could do is watch your former money play on a Saturday afternoon for third place.
Why would I want to do that? They cost me money, both of them. I don't want to have anything to do with either one of them.
Did you text your buddy from England?
I have not, but he's probably very sad right now. I mean, if I was literally an England fan, I'd be really pissed off because, I mean, it looked like they got really conservative and just, we're trying to run things out. I don't know.
You can't park the bus, man. You got to keep that thing and drive.
You got to keep pushing it, man. Pedal to the metal, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. So you don't think your boy Brian Schottenheimer predicted a Super Bowl appearance by the Dallas Cowboys?
Predicted or guaranteed? Those are two very different terms. He just says he's got plans for Valentine's Day.
It's always something I've always dreamed of.
Winning a Super Bowl,
sure. I don't want to win it for me. I want to win it for the people under my leadership. I want to win it for Dak Prescott. I want to win it for CeeDee Lamb, for Quinnen Williams, for our players that put in so much hard work and the sacrifice that goes into what we do. From us as a coaching staff, it's the hours, it's the mental strain of game planning. But for the players, they put their bodies on the line, and I make no qualms that's the goal. The Super Bowl next year is February 14th, 2027.
Be a perfect Valentine's Day.
Yes. In SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and we plan on being there. And you got to get some good fortune. But at the end of the day, I've said this from the very beginning. When we get our Super Bowl rings, I'll be getting an extra one for my dad.
Look, and that's sweet, and I appreciate that. But don't tell me this is not for you. I mean, come on. Nobody's going to feel like he's a selfish SOB if he says, you know what, yeah, I want one, but I also want it for those guys too. And to come out and say, I don't want it for me, not for me, well, that's BS. Come on.
I mean, to a degree. And
to a degree.
No, I agree with you, but I think what he's saying is I think he will take greater satisfaction out of watching a Dak Prescott celebrate. You know how coaches can be that way. I mean, sure, he wants to do it. He's already made plans. He makes no bones about where he plans to be this year.
That a guarantee?
That's the goal. Plans to be is not a guarantee.
No, I'm just saying. I wonder.
You plan to be not in front of a TV watching soccer Saturday, but you might.
I won't be.
That's
I can guarantee you. That is a guarantee.
Yeah.
I will not be in front of the TV watching soccer on Saturday afternoon.
But you kind of control that. But if your wife says, let's go to the Roo Pub, guess what? You're going to be watching soccer on TV.
I won't be watching soccer. I'll be watching those reels go around. Ding, 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 ding.
But again, the soccer would be on, something would happen, and you would watch.
Nah.
Yeah.
Dude, who cares who finishes third? I honestly don't give a damn who finishes in third place.
The fact that they have one cracks me up.
Well, it's ridiculous in my mind.
Can you imagine the Final Four? Monday night, you actually have two games. The teams that lost Saturday have to play again on Monday instead of going home.
Somebody on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page earlier said the fourth place team ought to have their little toe cut off.
Well, in some countries that could happen.
I think that would be outstanding.
Really?
Well, you talk about an incentive. I mean, hey, we better win this game.
You're talking about your little toe. What do you need that
Joe's
one for?
toes.
Now, take a big toe and you got an issue.
Yeah. But a little toe, at least they can still play, they can still play soccer. Joe's toes, put them in my mouth. I think you only need four toes to play soccer, don't you? You don't need 5. And they'd have 9. Until they finish fourth in 4 years from now. They'd lose another one.
We're not taking people's toes, man.
I'm just saying.
We're not.
Well, hell, South Korea, all those guys have been executed. And hell, the guys from Egypt are probably in a slave camp. I don't know. It's like, geez.
What about that dude from Colombia?
Him too.
I mean,
dude.
You can't joke that way.
He's working on a cocaine field somewhere.
Wow. Well, that's actually a high honor over there in some places. Wild story, and what the hell, right? We went to Colombia when I was in the Navy.
Really?
And beautiful, right?
I'm sure.
Beautiful. You can't buy stuff there. Like and they tell you that before you, like in your shirts, like if you bought a T-shirt, they would check to make sure there wasn't cocaine sewn into your T-shirt.
Really?
They were like, just don't buy any souvenirs there because you probably won't get to keep it.
Well, that kind of sucks.
All of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like you want to get a shot glass or something. I mean, all right, maybe, but anything that looks like it could be handmade, that drugs could be hidden in, they just don't spend your money on souvenirs in Colombia. Have a good time.
Sure.
Don't do anything because you will get a cup when you get back on the ship. But yeah, it was bizarre.
That is good. That is kind of bizarre. Yes, I agree with you. Very bizarre, in fact. I just, when we back to the Cowboys and Schotty's great. I just, but sometimes just the whole Andy Griffith Opie thing, it goes a little too far. But having said that, I'm sure he does want to win it for those guys. But just, it's okay to say, I want it too. It's all right. I don't think anybody's going to fault him for that. And it's almost like he thinks, well, I can't be selfish. I got to be unselfish.
Well, although in reality, and I know what he said, and you got to hear his words, but then kind of figure out what he means. Of course he wants to win. He's a competitor. He's a coach. It's all about winning. But it's all about the teammates. And I would imagine, while Dak Prescott would probably say the same thing, sure, he wants to win it for himself, but he wants to see all these other guys and the way they're going to celebrate.
Sure.
And, I get that. The brotherhood that continues forever. I mean, you look at, the Cowboys that, remember when they actually won Super Bowls? Those guys are all always doing stuff together.
Sure.
You know that's what he meant. You know that's what he meant.
Well, it's not what he said. He said, I don't want it for me. That's what he said. All I'm saying is, like, it's so I don't think the average Cowboy fan is because, oh, well, Schotty, he's a selfish SOB.
Uh-huh.
He just wants it for himself. Mm-hmm. No. Of course you do. You want to win it. And that's what I'm saying.
All right. Now, let's say we're not talking about Brian Schottenheimer. If Jerry Jones were to say, man, I want to win a Super Bowl. I need one more before I die. And, oh, by the way, man, I really would love for Dak Prescott to win one.
Sure.
We know it would be true, but Jerry would get ripped if he were to say it that selfishly.
Why? Why would he?
Because he's Jerry Jones. Hell, he got booed in his own stadium yesterday.
I mean, he wants to win a Super Bowl. I don't think there's a problem with that. That's what I mean. There's no problem with that. I don't see any fans going to rip Schotty for saying, you know what, I can't wait. Really, I really want a championship. And I want to see it for those guys too.
You know what? I think Jerry needs it and wants it for validation. I don't know that Brian Schottenheimer wants to win a Super Bowl to validate his credentials as an NFL coach, right? And
nobody's saying that.
Well, no, but maybe that's why he could say, I don't necessarily want it for me. I want it for those guys. Where I could see Jerry Jones, Jerry wants it to validate that he can put together a Super Bowl team without Jimmy Johnson.
Okay, sure.
And so there does feel like much more of a selfish side of things if Jerry were to say something like that as opposed to Schottenheimer. But I think Schottenheimer can say that and be sincere about it. It really, for me, it's for everybody else because he doesn't need that kind of validation.
Well, I mean, I see it just the exact opposite. I think, well, really? I mean, you're the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. You would be a legend.
Yep.
And not that that's what he wants, and that's not what I'm saying, but you're the head coach of the Cowboys. Of course you want to win a Super Bowl. And you do want it for yourself because you've worked your ass off and you put this team together and it's a long season and you're going through the play. To me, that's disingenuous. It just is. That's how it hits me. Maybe it doesn't hit anybody else that way, but it does me.
But at the same time, I mean, everybody, every coach, every player, everybody in the NFL wants to win a Super Bowl.
Sure.
He talked about it. I dream about it. And then he wants to get an extra ring for his dad when he actually gets one. Cool. And he plans on being in Los Angeles on Valentine's Day because that's the Super Bowl. It's the middle of July. If he were to say anything else, we'd be ripping him for that. But because he's the Cowboys head coach, we can joke about, Cowboys in the Super Bowl. That's funny. Did you get good tickets? Did they have them on special today?
Yeah, those have been out there for sure.
Yeah.
They've all been out there.
Uh-huh.
I love Schotty. Schotty's a great guy. I think he's done a great job. And I think this Cowboys team is going to be much better. Just saying. I think sometimes people try to be unselfish to a fault. Just, you want to win it.
Which becomes unbelievable.
Of course you want to win it. Of course you do. And don't tell me you don't. I don't care about me. Not me. Because I'm the unselfish guy over here. I want it for those guys.
Got a place on the shelf where
it's
been empty forever. It's not for me.
Not for me. Not for me. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, though, Rudy Lopez, ex-Spurs season ticket holder, is going to join us here on the Blitz to tell us his side of the story about why he got booted from the Frost Bank Center in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We'll do that. We continue here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Of course, Argentina beat England earlier today in the World Cup after last night's All-Star game. It's really the slowest day on the sports calendar, but I can help you out with what you're going to be watching tonight on television. Nation's Dumbest, in an all-new episode of Master Chef. Now, if you've been watching the World Cup, you've seen all the promos for Nation's Dumbest, even promos last night during the All-Star game, a new celebrity competition show that you don't want to win. The contestants range from Dr. Drew to former presidential candidate Andrew Yang. You got Carmen Electra, JoJo Siwa, Anthony Michael Hall. It's an incredible group that are going to be competing in a classroom-type setting. Nation's Dumbest kind of takes you back to high school with a mix of trivia questions that you should be able to answer, and then group projects. But again, winning is the last thing anyone wants. And Gordon Ramsay is back after a break during the World Cup as the 16th season of MasterChef continues tonight with an all-new episode. Wednesday nights this summer on Fox is the place for you and the family to be for exciting and entertaining reality competition TV. Don't miss Nation's Dumbest, premiering tonight at 8, following an all-new episode of MasterChef at 7, only on Fox San Antonio. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio and have been practicing law here since 1994. And in the past 30-plus years, I've helped hundreds of San Antonians injured by negligent drivers. If you've been injured in a car-truck collision, call me, 210-900-0400. I did want to let you know of a very disturbing trend I've seen that you really need to be aware of. If an attorney or someone acting on that attorney's behalf calls you after a traffic collision, with very limited exceptions, that is called barratry or solicitation. It's a crime and is unethical under our state bar rules. Do not answer these phone calls. Do not hire an unethical attorney. Neither I nor anyone in my firm will ever call you after a traffic collision. If you need my help, and if you've been injured in a traffic collision, I think you do, you'll need to call me. My name is Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
On the next, the second AJ and Rob show, we expect a full complement of talent talking World Cup, figuring out what's going on in the NFL, and did the Spurs get the win last night? So much to do. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back on a Wednesday on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix.
And, we spent a lot of time on yesterday's show about an article in the Express News about the Spurs taking away season tickets. And one guy in particular featured in the Express News yesterday, Rudy Lopez, and his story, as we talked about yesterday, seemingly wrong. And we asked yesterday, what is the rest of the story? Now, this is still Rudy's side of the story, but Rudy Lopez joining us here on the Blitz on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Rudy, appreciate you doing this today. The article yesterday in the Express News, I was mad, Joe was mad. I think a lot of people thought the Spurs were in the wrong. I know you do, but can you kind of take us through, for those that didn't read the paper, what exactly happened at Game 2?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, good afternoon, right on this rainy and gloomy afternoon. But to all the listeners, everybody's out there, I really appreciate you guys taking time and, out of the normal subject, but, to give me some space to voice out my case here because, I know that the Spurs, they've been on this deal that they've been chopping heads left and right. And I can understand maybe perhaps because of the demand of the Spurs and so forth, but everybody's going to walk on eggshells. But when Spurs are selling their tickets to Knicks fans or doing them for a certain profit or something, then I would understand. But my case is totally different. And again, Rudy Lopez, I've been a Spurs fan for right under 15 years. I've been loyal. I've been a Spurs fan all my life, right? But 15 years loyal to the Spurs family, full season ticket member, not 1, 2 tickets, but 4 tickets through 15 years that I've paid very loyal throughout my these past years. And so I have my grandson that now is 13, and I've raised him. He's gone to every Spurs game, and we just became a Spurs family, period. So through the good and the bad, through the low times, through the very low times of the Spurs season, we've always hung on. Through the COVID seasons, we've hung on. And come to fast forward it to this Spurs playoff and final times here, we were sitting there in game 2. We were sitting there as a normal game 2. I got, 4 minutes, I think it was less than 5 minutes, 4 minutes and something. The Spurs were up by just a few points. We have 11 million people watching on TV. I've gotten so many texts on the phone saying, hey, I keep seeing you on the phone, I keep seeing you on TV because of my location where I sit.
So you have great seats.
We're excited. I have great seats. I mean, people say, how do you sit there? I said, well, because I paid my dues. Obviously, I paid my dues, being a loyal fan for so many years. And so it was coming to that point. So then all of a sudden, less than 5 minutes, I see, a gentleman in a suit and another one behind him. And those gentlemen, I never recognized me. I normally know all the normal security from there and the ushers and everything, and everybody sits around us. He said, Mr. Lopez? I said, yes, sir. And he says, who's with you? And I said, well, today is my son. He's right here next to me. And he's okay, I need for both of y'all to come with me. Could you follow me this way? I said, yeah, no problem, sir. Come on. And my son's like, oh, yeah, where are we going? I said, I don't know. Let's just go. Obviously we're going somewhere because we're going with security, right? And, here we thought, we were going to, maybe be recognized for the act that we had done and so forth. And we'll get to that right now. But so we go down the Spurs tunnel. And, again, people that know me, the ushers, as a matter of fact, there was a gentleman, a videographer, a cameraman that knows me from ESPN that saw me. He's like, hey, Rudy, everything all right? You good? I said, yes, sir, everything's good. We're headed this way. He goes, okay, good. Good seeing you. And, we just kept going. So as we're going, people are seeing that security are following me. So then we just turned a corner, and they kind of just put me to the side wall, and the security gets literally in my face and kind of told my son to scoot to the side. And we're with season ticket manager, too, as well. He gets my son to the side. And then the gentleman says, well, we've gone through your social media profile, and we've seen that what we call waging or betting or gambling, on the Spurs platform or on the tickets or what. And I said, what? I said, what do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean wagering or betting or gambling? I go, no, sir, you're wrong. I said, no, you must have the wrong, you must have the wrong profile or something. They're like, no, sir, we know who it is, and we know who you are. We know your seats, and we've gone through your reels and your so forth, and we noticed that, that you had some wagering going on. And I said, and again, I'm lost. I go, what do you mean wagering? I don't understand. Well, that's something that to be explained to you at a later date, but as of right now, the NBA, that's a zero tolerance from the NBA. And we have been asked to go ahead and eject you from today's game.
Wow.
And I said, what? I go, eject me from the game? I said, sir, there's 4 minutes left. The Spurs are about to win. I said, there's 4 minutes left, and you're going to eject me from the game? I said, whatever I did or whatever you say that I did, was it that bad that you have to throw me out 4 minutes before the game? Why didn't you throw me out in the beginning of the game or halftime, or why didn't you wait till I'm done and then, have my first rep call me or something, I was like, I can't believe that. I can't believe that, right? And I'm in shock, and I'm upset, and I'm in shock, and I don't know what to say. And so then my son is looking at me. He's like, Dad, what's going on? And I said, you know what? I don't really know, son. He goes, I heard something about wagering or gambling. And I said, yes, son, but don't worry about that. That don't worry about it. They said, well, at this time we need to escort you. I said, sir, I can't go back and finish the game. It's 4 minutes, 3 minutes at this time to finish up. And they said, no, sir, we're going to escort you out the arena and off the premises. And I said, wow. I said, it was that bad, huh? I said, I've never been in any trouble with the Spurs. I've never yelled, fought. I've never got drunk. I've never had any reason for them to throw me out like if I had ran on the court, or something. I mean,
the dude that got a selfie with Wemby, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was there. The guys were sitting in front of me. Those kids were too. And I can understand, that's kind of that's kind of crazy, that's he's going to be thrown out. But I've never done nothing. I've always followed the rules. I've never done anything to go against the rules, And I said, sir, please give me an opportunity. Let me finish the game. And they said, no, sir, you need to be off the perimeter. I mean, at this point, they became serious, like even more serious. And I kid you not, about at least 4 or 5 gentlemen in suits literally like escorting me out as we were convicts or felons or something, and up the elevator and all the way out to the side corridor, the VIP side doors, and then 2 of them walked to watch me to make sure that I got in my truck and left.
Now, Rudy,
I was like,
yeah, that's horrible in my opinion. But I'm curious, Rudy, what was you ever given an explanation as to what wagering was, or what it is that they say you did?
So when we came back, and I tried to reach out to my salesperson and my sales rep, and I told him, and he was very limited on the communication, because he said that very limited on the communication because he said that now I have to go to legal team, that someone would reach out to me. But he said that because I did a raffle for some tickets, and the raffle that I did for the tickets was, that it was out of code of conduct, because it falls under the line where it says obviously it says no contest, no gambling, no wagering, no raffles and stuff like that. But again, that code of conduct policy changes whenever they feel like changing it. If they want to add or amend to it, they just automatically amend to it. And as I was reading it, if you're a Spurs season ticket holder, a full season ticket holder with a contract, when you sign into your Spurs app, by you signing in, you're accepting every term that's on there.
Okay.
So we don't get a direct email to say, oh, guys, by the way, we've changed this law, or we've changed
So in
this
other
rule.
words, we
don't get that.
You sign into the fine print that none of us actually read, but you did sign. So what it all comes down to is you used your tickets in a raffle, and that violates their code of conduct. But you had no warning, no issues in the past. You weren't on like probation. If you do this again, this is what's going to happen.
Never, sir. Not one time. Never. And what hurts me, or what's hurtful more, is that, so those tickets, yes, my tickets had great value. My tickets had, $10,000 per ticket value. I sit on the 7th row, the 4th row, right there where the Spurs tunnel is. It's like literally everybody wants to be there next to the Spurs. But so I could have made a lot of money. But what I did was, and let me explain to you, the raffle was that I had a pair of tickets, and I was raffling them off for $100 a chance for 100 chances. That would have been $10,000 for a pair, which was the value of one. I was still giving somebody a great deal, right? I was giving somebody an opportunity that normally would not go to the Spurs game. So it was on a Wednesday. I was working on a Wednesday, and I just had a heavy burden on me. And I had already seen this young kid that got killed down the street. I own some businesses here on the south side, so it happened on the same street that I own the businesses. So it had already been weighing on me. Well, a week passed by, and that day, this is not my first funeral that I've donated. I've donated several funerals for victims that have been killed, or families been killed. A pregnant mother that got killed on South Presa Street, an 8-year-old boy that got killed on the west side celebrating his birthday, got a scooter, ran into the street and killed him instantly on his birthday. I've done a mother that was killed by a drunk driver downtown. I've done a young man, 21-year-old, that was killed by a car that ran in front. He was driving a little scooter and he ran in front of the car.
So you're saying that the raffle. So Rudy, you're saying the raffle you were doing was to raise money for a funeral.
For this particular funeral, this young man that was celebrating the Spurs victory on Military Drive. Everybody's heard of how rowdy the military would get, right? Well, this young man was leaning over a side of a truck, hit a curb, and the young man fell off the truck, hit his head, became unconscious for a week, and he passed away. 17-year-old from my South Side community here. So me and my wife talked about it and said, you know what, babe, instead of being greedy and trying to make this money, why don't we go talk to the family? Let's help them out. We showed up. It was I had the raffle going about 11 a.m., 12 o'clock noon. I put it on social media. Does anybody know how I can get a hold of this family, Rodriguez. I would like to help them out with the funeral costs. Instantly, I started getting all kinds of instantly I started getting all kinds of Go through there. Tell my wife she's right there.
Hey, visiting with Rudy Lopez, who's obviously busy. So Rudy, because we're limited on time here. So you do a raffle for a great cause, and the Spurs just see raffle, and you're a first-time offender, and you still got treated that way, which I feel is just so wrong. Because I mean, they didn't know what the raffle was for at the time, right?
They over. Well, I told my Spurs rep. I said, Sean, his name's Sean. I said, Sean, just to let you know that, I raffle my tickets out because, the young man that died on military drive, Spurs. Well, apparently the whole week it had been on social media that obviously it was AI that Wemby said that he was going to cover all the funeral costs, everything. Well, that wasn't true. When I went to the family, that's the first thing that I asked them. I said, so before I say anything, are the Spurs covering your funeral costs for the young man, for your son? And they said, absolutely not. The Spurs have not even reached out to us at all. And I said, you know what? Okay.
So, Rudy, let me ask you.
I told them.
Did the legal people from the Spurs, did you explain this to them? And if so, what was their reaction?
I never got an opportunity, sir. All I got was from my sales rep to say, we will be in contact with you. I can no longer speak to you. Our legal team will reach out to you. I didn't get a phone call. I didn't get an explanation. I tried to call the season ticket manager, left them a voicemail, never called me back. All of a sudden, the Spurs were in. This was on game 2 that all this happened. Game 3 and 4 went to New York. Game 5 was going to come back on that Saturday. And when you have a full season ticket contract, you pay as you go, pay as they play. So when they lost one over there, automatically they were going to play here on Saturday. So on that Thursday, they withdrew my credit card instantly. Boom, they withdraw the $3,000, $4,000 off my account. Boom. Okay, so when I saw them debit the account, I said, okay, well then we're good, right? Like, I mean, I guess they just threw me out that day, but I said, we're good. So I told my wife, we're good. They already sent me the tickets. I have them on my app and everything. So for Saturday's game, well, that was on that Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, maybe about 4 o'clock, I get an email, boom, from the legal team. And that's the letter that you see there. It's just a letter saying that according to the NBA, I broke the code of conduct under a certain rule there, and that I was trespassed from the Frostbank Center for 1 year. I could not step in the Frostbank Center. I could not go to the Rocket Alcantara. I cannot go to the Toyota Field. I cannot go anywhere that the Spurs manage or control. And I was like in shock. Instantly, I became probably the most Spurs hated person in the world. Like I instantly hated the Spurs, because it's like they tore my heart apart. Like I just couldn't believe it. And I instantly emailed the legal team back. I replied to the email and I told them, sir, but let me explain. I didn't gamble. I didn't raffle. I did it for a funeral, for something that I thought I was making my Spurs proud. We talk about one family, one familia, one team. I said, and I thought that I was, I thought maybe I was going to get some recognition for that, not turn around and end up getting ejected from the game. We got ejected from the game. I was telling you, when I got ejected from the game, a couple of minutes before, my son hadn't gone to a lot of games. And when he went, he was so excited to be there sharing a moment with me, and we got kicked out. At that moment, I felt like the biggest failure. I felt like I had let him down because everything that I had installed in him to be like the Spurs as they preach community and support and following one family, one team, went out the window. And he said, Dad, but why do they treat you like that if, you do everything? And, he's trying to understand, and I'm trying to make him understand, but at the same time, I'm in shock not knowing exactly what's going on. Back instantly, I emailed back and no reply.
And still no reply. We're sitting here July 15th.
Still no reply. No reply.
You at least got your money back though that they took out for that game.
Finally, after that, I finally emailed my sales rep again, and I said, I understand. I don't want to get you in trouble, but I want to know, what about my 10 or 12,000 that you already have invested for next season? What about my $3,800 that you just took from Saturday's game that I wasn't able to attend? Like, when am I going to get that back then? If that's fine, if you don't want me to be at the game, but then just give me my money back. And they took forever. I think got it back weeks later. Weeks later, all of a sudden, they didn't even call me. It just returned back on my credit card. And till now, no response, nothing. They don't answer my phone. So what happened was they instantly on that Thursday when I got that email, I tried to log into my Spurs account so I can look, so I can get amounts and see what I paid. They blocked it, completely blocked it. I couldn't even sign on, nothing at all. I couldn't go through the Spurs app. I couldn't go through the computer. I was completely locked out. And
man,
I just feel
Rudy,
I feel very unfair.
It just feels wrong on a lot of levels. Now, I mean, based on what you've said, I mean, you raffled the tickets, that's against the law. But not to be able to, hey, bring a little common sense into it. It's not like you were raffling for personal gain. I'm guessing you would have been able to prove that, yep, this was the raffle, here was the funeral, here was the expenses. I did it for a good thing. You know, common sense sometimes needs to factor in there. Keep us updated if anything changes, Rudy.
I will. I just feel that even Express News even talked to the winner of the tickets. And it was coincidental, and I felt super because the lady that won the tickets for that game, she was also a grieving mom. Her son had been murdered a year ago, just the same way that I was helping a grieving mom bury her 17-year-old son.
Well, and she wasn't able to use the tickets either, right? I mean, am I right?
No, she went to the game that we were there.
Oh, okay.
She was there.
Okay, got you.
All right. She was there. She got to use them.
Well,
she got to use them.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least they didn't make her leave at the end of the game. Yes, Rudy, we got to run. Rudy, keep us posted. Rudy Lopez.
Still a Spurs fan, Rudy? Are you still a Spurs fan?
You know, I'm hoping to be. You know, the good thing is that just last week I received my gift in the mail to say, well, it says welcome back for season 26 and 27. Can you see that? That was like a dagger right back in my heart.
That's amazing. That was something that was in the process that was already done.
Yeah, that's part of it. And I tell people right now, a lot of people are commenting, you know, saying that this guy sold the Knicks fans some tickets and he got busted and he's complaining. I said, absolutely not. You know, I would never have done that. I sit around all the family. Coach Mitch's wife sits next to me, all the wives. We've all become family. You know, we've all become family, and that's very unfortunate. But you know what was wrong was, so the day, let me just last minute, I'm going to end it with this. You know that the tickets that they took away from me for that game 6, so they went back in their possession, and my neighbor seats, guess what? They Spurs themselves sold them to the Knicks fans.
Wow.
There was 4 Knicks fans sitting in my seats. What tickets they took away from me.
The wound. Rudy Lopez, sorry you went through this. Appreciate you spending some time with us this afternoon telling your story.
Your time, guys. Thank you all very much, guys. And we hope for the best.
Yeah. Thanks, Rudy. Hang in there.
Thank you, guys.
Well, there you go. That's Rudy's side of the story. What do you think? A lot of good comments on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Some with, some against.
I mean, again, his side of the story, and it still just feels wrong. Well, if he hadn't sold tickets before or didn't have any kind of warning, which he said he didn't, he wasn't on probation, he wasn't warned before, it just seems extreme that towards the end of the game, you get escorted out that way.
That I have a problem with, but the raffle I have a problem with too. Let's talk about it on the other side. You want to? We'll do that. What are your thoughts? You want to comment on that? 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can like, subscribe, and comment there as well. We're going to discuss Rudy coming up here after the top of the hour, but coming up at 5:15, check this out.
Frank Caliendo is going to join us.
Frank Caliendo
and many voices.
How about that? Looking forward to that. So, a lot to do coming up in the next hour here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, let me talk to you about your windows. Yeah, your windows. How are they doing? Are you running your air conditioner constantly? How about your heater in the wintertime? constantly and your house still doesn't feel any better. Well, that may be because all of that air, whether it's hot or cold, is getting right out. The cracks, the stuff, the seams in your window. It may be time for new windows, and now's the perfect time to get that done. Let me tell you about Window Nation and how they can help you out. All right, if you've been thinking about getting new windows, or you think you need them, or you know somebody that does, you need to tell them about Window Nation, because right now you can get 50% off all window styles. So it's basically 2 for 1. You buy 2 windows for the price of 1. And they're doing 0 down payment right now and no payments or interest for 2 years. If you've ever needed a push to get this done or wanted to get it done, now is the perfect time to do that with Window Nation. Look, they get an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. This is a company that has been around a long time and a company that knows what they're doing. They make all of their windows. Not only that, they back every window with a lifetime warranty. You have your windows for 10 years, something goes wrong, guess what? They're going to take care of it. A lifetime warranty. That is an incredible deal. Look, you got to hurry. This sale's not going to last for long. You don't want to wait to put an end to your window problems. So here's what I need you to do. Go to windownation.com. That's the way you can schedule a fast, free consultation. Windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Don't miss the San Antonio Gunslingers final home game this Sunday, July 19th at 3 p.m. It's the Outlaw Game. First 1,000 fans get a free custom Gunslinger bandana, plus big end-of-season merch specials. Last chance to see them at home this season. Get tickets now at sagunslingers.com.
I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. Whether your pain started yesterday or years ago, we treat the root cause so you can feel real relief fast. No pills, no surgery. Most patients notice improvement in just one visit, and we accept most insurance plans. Stop waiting. Start feeling better. Visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
Soccer fans, you know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. From World Cup to baseball to all the fights, get into the Roo Pub. And when you show up at the Roo, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circus Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circus Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs back in action tonight in Las Vegas. The Summer League, they take on the Utah Jazz. Tip-off is set for 8:30. Game will be televised on Amazon Prime. Houston Texans have announced that the franchise co-owner and senior chair Janice McNair has died at the age of 89. She founded the NFL's 32nd franchise back in 2002 with her husband, Bob McNair. And Argentina beats England today 2-1 to advance.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a good one out there, whatever you're doing, however you are doing it. Thanks for joining us here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. And we got a nice surprise there just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Frank Caliendo, the comedian. He's going to join us here in about 15 minutes. Coming to New Braunfels on Saturday night with Steve Trevino. And admittedly, I mean, we texted him the other day. And he was like, maybe Wednesday, maybe, I don't know. And then he just texted, hey, you call it in 15 minutes. Just call my cell. All right, cool. So Frank Caliendo in about 15 minutes. Spurs just sent a injury update. Jaden Quaintance had surgery on his right knee. They'll update as appropriate.
Okay.
No surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise there at all. He even said he was probably going to have to do that to clean some stuff out. I don't think it's anything serious, but we will see where Jaden goes.
The idea of the conversation we just had with Rudy Lopez, and on our YouTube page, there's comments all over the place, and I get that. There's got to be more to this story. He's full of crap, too. I can't believe that just happened. And we put a poll up. If something like that happened to you, would it affect your fandom? Right now, it is 52-48 yes.
Well, interesting. Look, and again, I will say, talking to Rudy, now, it was much different talking to him and having a conversation with him than reading the article in the San Antonio Express News. I would say, I think what the Spurs did to him in Game 2 of the NBA Finals, they shouldn't have done. I think that went too far. You got 5 minutes to go in the game. I think it could have been handled a lot different than that. And if you're going to kick a man out of a game, why didn't you do that or not allow him into the game to begin with, or kick him out at halftime, or whatever the case may be? Having said that, Rudy admitted basically that when he started this raffle, it was not for anything other than money. And he said that during the interview. And so that's where I have a problem. That is against the rules. Then he changed his mind and either grew a conscience or thought, well, he might get in trouble, and we'll do something good with it. That is admirable, and I think it's great. He's going to help pay for the funeral costs for this young man who fell out of the truck and died. But if you're the Spurs and you're looking at this, and I don't know if this is the first raffle that Rudy's ever had. I don't know if he's had others or tried to do others. Some people have suggested that. I don't know that. But I know this, and he admitted it to us, that when he started the raffle, it was simply for money.
And I believe that does violate the fan code of conduct. And again, right or wrong, his raffle initially, the way it sounded like is he was explaining it, he could have sold those tickets for a lot more money, by the way. But by doing the raffle, that would allow a Spurs fan locally to win these tickets for what did he say, $100?
Yeah.
And get to go to the game, and he would get somewhat close to market value, although what he ended up selling them for in the raffle would have been the price of one, and they ended up with 2 tickets. And then again, ended up being for a good cause, but it didn't seem like it started out that way.
Well, he said he sold 100 tickets with $10,000.
Yeah.
You think those tickets are $10,000 a piece?
That's what he said. Whew. Well, in 7th row during the finals.
I suppose.
So if, and again, ultimately the money went to go pay for a funeral. And Rudy seems to do that for a lot of people on the South Side. I don't know that if he's had other issues with the Spurs. He says no. I don't know. I gotta believe. It's hard to imagine for them to wait, but all of it. I mean, whether he was in the right or wrong, or he was walking that fine line, the way to do that during a game, just feels so wrong. Because, again, they could have pulled those tickets out of his app before the game. They didn't just figure it out during the game if they'd been doing any kind of investigation and came to that conclusion. It just feels like, I would like to get the Spurs side of the story, but at the same time, just the way it was handled just feels wrong all the way around.
Well, it was, and I agree with you there. The way being kicked out with 4 minutes to go in a game, I think, was not the way to handle it. Certainly, I don't. There would have been other ways to do that. But again, if you're breaking the rules, and I don't know if this is true, and I don't. People say he's been doing this for a long time, and even a trusted friend said the same thing. Text Jason earlier, and so I don't know if it's true or not. I can't say one way or the other. If that's true, why didn't the Spurs do something about it sooner? But if he did it during the finals and simply started it that way, it's a violation, and the Spurs have every right to take his tickets away.
Now, the other people that are having their tickets for selling them, the raffle, I mean, it's just the crackdown came when the crackdown came during the finals when, the value was there. And if what he said is accurate, because now those 4 really premium seats were available for the Spurs to sell, and according to the people that sit next to him, Knicks fans bought them.
That's what he said.
Which, and again, the whole thing with the Knicks fans, and that was embarrassing, the number of Knicks fans that were in there. And I know that has to bother the Spurs, but also, every seat was sold at a dollar they don't normally get. So, financially, it doesn't matter as long as that ticket is sold. But the whole thing is weird, and quite frankly, after talking to Rudy, it's even weirder.
Yes, it is weird, and it's just a strange story that obviously is going to continue because, the Spurs are going to be relevant, I think, for many years to come, and we'll see where this goes. But obviously, there's a renewed interest in buying tickets, especially season tickets for the San Antonio Spurs. We got to take an early break. We got time to give away some tickets to the Gunslingers while we take a break?
Sure.
Let's do that. A family 4-pack. It's their last home game against the Arizona Rattlers, 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon inside Freeman Coliseum. You want to win a 4-pack of tickets and go see that? You can be caller number what?
9.
656-3776, 656 ESPN. Good luck to you. Frank Caliendo joins us next here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I want to tell you, though, about Sunday. Okay, Sunday, the 19th. There's a big soccer match that will take place on Sunday. And I guess if you're interested in third place, there's a big one taking place on Saturday as well. And I got the perfect place for you to go, Novo Brewery. Novo Brewery, it is there in North Star Mall, attached, inside, whatever you want to say. You can get there either way. You come through North Star Mall, they've got an entrance there. They've got their own entrance on the Rector Street side of North Star Mall. You park, you walk right in the door. It's a perfect place to gather your friends, gather your family, and watch some great soccer. And this is coming to an end. So make your plans now to get in there Saturday or Sunday or both. The food is fantastic. You can take your kids if you need to take your kids. They got a play area there for the kids. And for you as a soccer fan that wants to watch the game, there's not a bad seat in the house. They've got TVs all over the place. In fact, 80 feet of massive LED screens. They've got craft beer, in fact, about 60 of them on draft. They've got domestic beer on draft. They've got a full bar. So any kind of cocktail that you want, they can hook you up with that, whatever it is that you want. And then the food is off the chart. It's incredible. They've got everything from wings to sandwiches to burgers. The picanha skewers, that's my go-to. Love those things. It goes all the way up to a great ribeye steak. It is a great place to take the family, a great place to gather with friends. You need to get in there. You need to check them out. But Saturday and Sunday, well, the World Cup is ending. Big weekend for soccer fans, and you want to take it all in before it all goes away. In fact, Novo Brewery is San Antonio soccer headquarters. Go check them out. You want to check them out before you go down there? Certainly easy to do. Go to novobrew.com. That's N-O-V-O brew.com.
The Morning Huddle.
Imagine going to a place called Las Toxicas.
I dated one of those before.
And you're ordering a $800 bottle service. Like, bro, you're doing life wrong.
Yeah.
You are doing life wrong.
Oh, man.
He's got to go to court on July 30th, so hopefully we Hopefully they throw the book at him. All right.
Have you been to Las Toxicas?
I've never been to
on C-section scar night.
No,
it's
I've
fun.
not. I bet it's awesome.
They got a good buffet.
I bet it's awesome. As soon as Ginger gets the money to fix her left implant, it'll match the right one.
Busted implant night.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Hey guys, it's AJ, and between us, when you hit a certain age, things start to feel a little bit off. You're tired all the time, your energy's low, and maybe your drive isn't what it used to be. A lot of that can come down to low testosterone. That's why I want you to give a call to Game Day Men's Health, Alamo Ranch on Wiseman Boulevard. They understand what guys are dealing with, and they make the process so easy. The office has a relaxed man cave vibe. Everything starts with a free testosterone test done right there in their in-house lab. After that, you'll meet with a licensed provider to create a custom treatment plan designed for you. And here's the best part, you can start treatment the same day. After a month, you'll be noticing more energy, a better mood, and a boost in your libido. Don't settle. Be the best version of yourself. After a month, you can notice more energy, a better mood, and a boost in your libido. Give them a call, 830-376-9100. 830-376-9100. 830-376-9100 for Game Day Men's Health, Alamo Ranch.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
This World Cup update on San Antonio Sports Star is brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match. With 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigos margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row of every game, it's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer update sponsored by NHTSA. Speeding catches up with you, paid for by NHTSA. England punched first, but Argentina's late-game heroics pushed the defending champions through to the FIFA World Cup final with a 2-1 comeback victory over England in Atlanta. After a cagey and physical but scoreless first half, it was England that broke through in the 55th minute. Anthony Gordon finished a whipped ball into the back post by Morgan Rogers, but from there, England bunkered down and the pressure rose from Argentina, who found an equalizer in the 85th minute with a long strike by Enzo Fernandez. And then 2 minutes into stoppage time, Lautaro Martinez punched in a back post header, Lionel Messi providing both assists. The 39-year-old with 8 goals and 4 assists in this World Cup. Heartbreak for England. Argentina move on, looking to repeat. They'll take on Spain Sunday. I'm Lucas Panzica, Westwood One Sports.
Hey, it's Black.
And Abdallah.
When you speed while driving, you have less time to react to whatever comes across your path.
A sharp turn could take you by surprise. Another car could turn out in front of you. A large truck could brake suddenly.
A pedestrian could be walking their dog, and you won't have time to course correct. The speed limit doesn't just protect you, it protects everyone around you.
So slow down, obey the law, and keep everyone on the road safe. Speeding catches up with you.
Paid for by NHTSA.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father, not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Back on a Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix.
You know, it's always cool when you're looking around and you see, wow, there's a big comedy show coming. Frank Caliendo is coming to San Antonio. Well, New Braunfels.
Same thing.
The same thing. You guys are going to be in for a treat. Frank Caliendo joining us now here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And Frank, I'm not surprised that all these shows are either sold out or damn near sold out. And you might have to add one because, dude, people that have never seen you live need to, and people that have will go again.
Well, I appreciate it. My friend Steve Trevino lives there in New Braunfels. I'd never even heard of New Braunfels until, maybe like I think we put them on sale like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe at most, maybe 2 weeks ago. And then it turns out another friend of mine lives in New Braunfels, Brian Vickers, who at one time was one of the strongest men in the world. He's a bodyguard for like a bunch of Avengers and stuff like that. So he's coming out to one of the shows. But I was like, Steve living there, and he just opened up this new little club. It's very intimate and fun, and it's a dual headline type of show. So we're like, he asked me if I actually reached out to him before and said, you want to do something together? He's like, funny you should ask. I have this club that's open. This would be perfect. I'm like, absolutely. Let's do it and do these trial shows and see how they go. And, I'll do a headliner type of set. He'll do a headliner type of set. Then I think we're going to do some stuff together on stage at the end and have some fun. So pretty cool situation. He'll probably make me do it, but it'll probably be the two of us on stage. It'll be like, what would it be like if my wife was telling me to take out the trash? But tell me is Morgan Freeman. And that's when he realized he would keep taking the trash out forever.
Frank, you've obviously blown up. You're one of the most popular, what do you call it, impressionists in the country. I mean, because you do them spot on. How in the world did you get into doing stuff like this?
Well, I think everybody does, little bits of impressions. For me, I did a little bit as a kid and in middle school and high school, and it's different nowadays. There's some young up and coming guys, and I'm like, these guys are amazing. But the thing is, they have. When I was a kid, I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 52 now. I turned 52 in January. When I was a kid, to turn it into sports, there was only one person watching tape as a hitter, and that was Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn watched tape of everything, and everybody's like, why are you watching videotape? Just get out there and take swings. Well, now with technology and the everything so readily available as far as impressions go, I could only watch TV when things were on TV and then maybe record them on a VHS tape and play it back and watch little bits. Well, now people who are good at this can study on YouTube. You can watch anything at any time and go over, and because a lot of it is just repetition. It's how does the person talk? How do you get their cadence? It's a lot like, I grew up playing sports. It's a lot like building reactions and learning a skill, little pieces. But like when I tell people how to learn to do Morgan Freeman, you just drop your voice as much as you can and say, ah, yes, a bunch. Ah, yes, then you learn to play with it. Ah, yes. Fact of the matter is. So that's, a couple years worth of practice, but it's finding those weird little things. What's the thing that gets you into the person? Like a Jeff Goldblum, it's yes, of course. Why? Because it's a question and a letter. And what kind of letter? It's a consonant. It's a vowel. It's both. Ooh, it can't decide. That's why I love why. And when they say why I love why, the why that I'm talking about is in the predicate, not the subject. Ooh. So and I'm known for the sports. People know me because of the sports impression. NFL on Fox, Terry Bradshaw every week for years going, not funny, Frank, not funny. And then, of course, the Charles Barkley, that's terrible. They got those tiny little ladies in San Antonio. I made it so it wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
I did the opposite. Tiny little ladies. They got those tiny little ladies that live in boxes. They're tiny little ladies that all they do is eat the lettuce. And the lettuce nowadays, man, you got a chance of getting that bug that'll crush you. So stay away from that.
Frank Caliendo joining
Jack,
us.
what do you think? I think he's going to try and do a plug, and you can talk it over it. Don't do that. Come on, knucklehead. Let's get to this. Tiny little ladies in San Antonio.
Frank Caliendo here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, my co-host here, a little bit older than you, Frank. He likes to do impersonations of, say, Rory. Or anybody, Harry Kane, anybody over in English, or Europe over there, but they all sound exactly the same. It's
right.
all about stealing the Lucky Charms. That's the only line, but he applies that voice to everybody from Europe.
Well, that's there are those kinds of cheats. I mean, we hear people. It's amazing how much I talk about this on the internet. How much certain people sound they're similar. And these voices are like magic tricks. But if you take Kermit the Frog, hi ho, Kermit the Frog here, or Fozzie Bear, waka waka waka, that's a nasal voice and a throat voice. But if you take Kermit the Frog, hi ho, Kermit the Frog, and you bring it down a little bit, becomes John C. Reilly. Did you touch my drum set? And then if you add a little bit of air, it becomes Mark Ruffalo. I see this as an absolute win. And then if you add a little more gravitas, it becomes Paul Giamatti. I believe that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my entire life. Now, if you go back and tighten it up, it becomes Seth Rogen. And if you add a little Texas, you get Patrick Mahomes. Listen, you guys, that's a pretty good idea. And Patrick Mahomes always sounds like a little kid who was out in the woods with another little kid. The other little kid got hurt, and Patrick has to come back and tell the adults about it. Travis and I were just out playing around, and Travis, he hurt his knee, and I'm gonna need some Bactine, a Band-Aid, and a tourniquet.
That's awesome.
Be stealing my Lucky Charms.
Yeah, that's a bad one. I've got to ask you this though, Frank, because
How about this Gruden frosted Lucky Charms, man? They're magically delicious. I tell you what, man, I haven't seen anybody as great as Lucky the Leprechaun. He ends up with a fantastic cereal. Listen, this rabbit tried to steal my cereal. I said, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids, man.
Well, we're reading a story today, Frank, that Gruden wants to do play-by-play in the NFL. How would he do play-by-play?
Well, I'll tell you. Yeah. Here's the thing. I was in Tampa at the Fired Football Coaches Association. So I was down there with him last year, probably about this time. And he was doing a bunch of cameos and stuff like that. It's nothing's better than John Gruden doing like a birthday greeting. It's like, I heard you turning 55 years old. You're busting through that 55-year mark like Walter Payton used to bust through the line. Take a look behind me, man. I got some footage going on right now. So we're talking, and he's like, you think I should come up on stage with you? You think your fans would like that? I'm like, yeah, they'd go crazy for it. So we're doing a show in Tampa. I'm doing the show, and I said, John Gruden's here. He's going to come up on stage. And people are like, really? And then John comes up there and goes, I always wanted to do play-by-play, man. I think that would be so much fun. So how about I do play-by-play, and then you do
me with me, or then you do John Madden. So he's doing that, and the kick back to the 20, to the 25, touchdown. Break it down, Frank. And, you didn't call most of the play, but you called the end of the play, and then boom. We're trying to figure out where you're going with some of that. Then he's always coming up with like crazy ideas. What if Jerry Jones was drinking coffee right now? Well, I have been. I was thinking about this a lot in the shower. I have been. And I decided that as the owner, general manager, and head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, that we will drink coffee together. And I just swallowed the whole thing. Luckily, my throat is so old, I feel nothing.
This is incredible. Frank Caliendo here on the Blitz. I'm glad John Gruden is a great sport, and you were on. Do you ever piss anybody off where they see you in person and talk about the comedy that you're doing?
Well, I don't. There's a couple people that never liked. Madden didn't like me for the longest time. I talked about my act. I finally made his grandkids laugh, and he came around. Jim Rome won't acknowledge me because I was doing that on Fox back in the incredible, phenomenal. How great is this? Caliendo doing an impression of me right now. Incredible, phenomenal, arugula. How great is that lettuce? Arugula. I'll tell you what, I vacationed in arugula one time, man. The Beach Boys did a song about it. Arugula, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you.
Oh, my goodness. Do you have a favorite, though? I mean, you do so many and so well. Is there a favorite? Because I know like George Bush, you do him very well. But do you have a favorite?
That's a big one. That's one where, people, what we talk about?
Donald Trump?
Quite frankly, a lot of people, I do the quiet Trump. Some people do the over-the-top Trump, but I do the very, very quiet Trump. And so many people, there's so many bad guys. He's like doing characters now. That's the great thing. He's like, there's a bad guy. And I said, you can't do that. And then I had the Joe Biden, which everything goes back to Scranton, Pennsylvania. I was going to grow up in Scranton, Pennsylvania. 400, 500, 600 years to follow the Roman Empire. The Romans. It's led by Mario and Luigi. They're plumbers. Come on. Kids. Folks have been joking around.
Oh, my gosh.
It's hilarious. We got to hear your Adam Schefter, too. You got any breaking news from NBA Summer League from Shefty?
According to my sources, at this particular time, it appears that there are going to be major changes in the NBA. But the problem is they're not going to make them until 2029. I don't know.
Dude, that was funny because Schefter and NBA news. Yeah. I wanted to see what you'd come up with on there. And you were just out in Summer League. You're a sports fan more so than anything. Taking in Summer League while you're home, right?
Yeah, I had fun. My son, I like the NBA. My son loves the NBA. He's 21, just graduated from Arizona State. So we go out there every year and watch. It's just fun to watch see the guys develop. I'm a big Carter Bryant fan. He went to Arizona, and is playing for the Spurs now. He's fantastic. I went and saw Jaden Quaintance, who you guys just drafted. Yep. Still has the injury, but I think they're not really saying, but leave it to the Spurs to not give you information. Even Bill Belichick's like, give us something. But Quaintance, I went and saw him when he was, I think, 16, almost turned 17. I went to Bobby Hurley's practice at ASU, and I'm like, this guy's unbelievable, raw but unbelievable. And I like the Terrace Reed pick as well. You guys just need somebody to back up Wemby. And although Cornette had that big block in the playoffs, was one of the biggest plays of the whole postseason, but they just need a little bit more there, I think. But I went to go see. We went and saw the Darren Peterson AJ DeBonsta game. That was great. But Caleb Wilson is the guy for the Bulls that I just you watch him and you go, he's kind of a cross between AJ DeBonsta and Darren Peterson. He's long like DeBonsta, but he's so explosive. It's crazy to watch. We watched them play against the Bulls play against the Grizzlies and watch Boozer and Boozer. Boozer's like a 32-year-old vet. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, he's he just takes his time, understands the game far beyond his years, and really, really intelligent player. And you're going to see how these guys are going to fit in. This draft is really amazing and pretty cool. The crazy thing about NBA Summer League is you walk around, and I passed Kevin Durant 4 times in the hotel. I mean, he's just walking by. It's ridiculous. It's everybody's out and about and just all over the place. You're going, holy cow! The ability to see people live and just be around them is pretty cool.
Well, Frank, I tell you what, it's pretty cool that you're coming to New Braunfels and you're going to do that. Can you have Charles maybe give you a plug for your show this weekend?
Everybody, come on out to see Frank and Steve Trevino. It's going to be a really great show. Not many tickets left because those big old ladies in San Antonio filling up the seats. Just terrible. Yeah, so the Friday, both shows are sold out. Saturday, last I talked to Steve, apparently you guys got a bunch of rain, especially in New Braunfels,
yeah.
I guess. But last I saw, the Saturday had about 30 tickets left at that 9:30 show. But Steve was talking about adding one more show, either like a 5 o'clock on Saturday or a Sunday show. And I talked to my wife, and she's like, yeah, you could do it. But I could just tell in her voice that she was like, no, we've got something to do on Sunday. You should come home. So I think if the Saturday 9:30 show sells out very soon, we'll add that like 5 o'clock-ish type of show in New Braunfels. And it's nblivetx.com or frankonstage.com for the tickets. And that just takes you to nblivetx.com to get those tickets for me and Steve Trevino. And if you don't know Steve, he's quite frankly the best, one of the greatest of all time.
He is great. You are great, and every married man out there understands. The wife said, "No, we got something to do on Sunday." So yeah.
And she didn't say it that way. She said, "No, you're
she
fine."
doesn't have to say it that way. You just know.
I understood. I understood subcontext. There was a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Frank. Appreciate you doing this today. Have fun in San Antonio this weekend.
Rack me, I am out.
Frank Caliendo on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online, buyersbarricades.com. Again, get those tickets. Make sure all those shows are sold out. nblivetx.com is the website.
Yeah, can we just end the show now? I mean, how do we top that for the next 20 minutes?
We'll find a way, my friend. We will find a way.
Frank Caliendo, I tell you
that was
what,
awesome.
The guy is so talented and so funny. That was outstanding. What a treat, no doubt. We will wrap things up when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Now on Sunday, if you're looking for something to do, because there's not going to be another comedy show because Mrs. Caliendo said no, go out and watch the San Antonio Gunslingers take on the Arizona Rattlers. They're playing Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock. Freeman Coliseum. It's the final home game of the year for the San Antonio Gunslingers, and it's their Wild Outlaw game. So the first 1,000 fans through the door will get a custom Gunslingers bandana free, plus huge end-of-season merch specials, so you could gear up before it is all gone. Again, last chance to watch the Gunslingers live in person at home this year, and indoor football is so much fun. Bring the family, make a lot of noise, and they'll take care of what they do on the field, hopefully in the season, the home portion at least, with the win. You're going to have a great time. It's Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Get your tickets now, sagunslingers.com, sagunslingers.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present The 2026 Back to School Drive. Saturday, August 1st from 11 till 1 or while supplies last. At the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last. Saturday, August 1st from 11 till 1. Sponsored in part by the College for Healthcare Professionals, AI United Insurance, Central Med, Tamalitos Restaurants, Somerset Academy, and Romo Door Supply.
This is Joel Frederick. From all of us at Quarterman, thank you. Through the years and through the growth of this city, you've trusted us to be there when it matters most. For plumbing repairs, air conditioning repairs, new system installs, and so much more. Now, you're going to start seeing a new Quarterman logo. It's a fresh look, but it reflects the same company we've always been. Rooted in hard work, family values, fair pricing, and caring for people the right way. Quarterman Plumbing, AC, and Heating. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
I like shorts that are pretty short.
What do kids want to wear back to school? We ask them.
I love wearing things that make me feel confident. They have to be like really comfortable too. Yeah. Nike shoes, running shoes.
Like I think I wear my Birkenstocks every single day.
I just wear what I want and I let other people wear what they want.
Right now at Academy Sports and Outdoors, get up to 30% off athletic shoes from brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, in-store and online. Academy. Fun can't lose.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month with Window Nation at 50% off all window styles. Yes, 50% off new, beautiful, energy-efficient windows. Plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Call now, 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
On the second AJ and Rob show, we expect a full complement of talent talking World Cup, figuring out what's going on in the NFL, and did the Spurs get the win last night? So much to do. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, man. My stomach still hurts from laughing. Frank Caliendo was on with us. If you missed it, it will be up on our audio vault, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. You can get that at sasportstar.com.
Trying to think back, how many voices did he do? 10, 12?
I would say at least. Yeah, I'm trying to think. He did John Gruden. He did Morgan Freeman, John Madden, Jeff Goldblum. He did
Charles and Shaq.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Biden, Bush.
Yeah, yep.
Kermit Mahomes.
Yeah.
Kermit and Mahomes, different people.
Fozzie Bear.
All right,
Fozzie Bear. Yeah.
And just rolling right through it. Do you imagine? Because I mean, obviously he's married. Steve's like, yeah, we might add another show on Sunday. You know, I mean, if we can make money, might as well go to work, right? Wife said no. Do you think when he's arguing with his wife, he changes voices just to make her start laughing?
I would. I'd argue with her like with Morgan Freeman. You know,
now
how do you
hear this?
How do you argue with Morgan Freeman? You don't.
You
know, I mean, in all honesty, it's. I bet that.
Think when he is yelling at the kids when they were younger, he would get into like screaming coach voice.
Yeah, John Gruden.
What if he does a Popovich?
You know, we should have asked him. I don't know. I guess how would a Popovich sound?
Like Greg Popovich?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is it's not overly unique. Everybody that he does. I mean, just the cadence and everything about it. Like his John Gruden might actually be better than his John Madden.
John Gruden is better than John Gruden.
Well,
his version. No, he's excellent at that. And you know what's cool about that is that John Gruden laughs his head off when they're sitting back and forth. And so, he appreciates that. And I just think it's funny. Just to go from one character to the next at the drop of a hat is just amazing to me. That was quite a treat. I tell you what, that guy is I mean, he's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no doubt about it.
So. And obviously what I love, and he found a calling to do.
I did Jim Rome too, by the way.
Impersonations, right?
Yeah.
But he's such a sports fan. To hear, yeah, man, I'm going to summer league, and we're seeing all these young players, and all because he is just a sports fan. We're fortunate. Our careers have been in sports media. All right, we ain't going to play pro, but what can we do to be in that world? He does impersonations, but stays in that world because that's what he enjoys the most.
Absolutely. And did really well, and he was on the NFL on Fox for a while, and did a great job. He did Terry Bradshaw too, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know how many that is, but
15,
that's a lot.
18.
Yes, that's a lot. In that short little time, what a 15-minute interview, just bang bang. So yeah, if you get an opportunity to go see him, go see him. It's got to be a hilarious show, and Steve Trevino's funny too.
Absolutely, love Steve. So I mean, if you didn't have plans this weekend, now you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so make sure you get your tickets. That was awesome.
And that place is where it's right off 35, right? Where the old ski.
Well, it says it's their grand opening weekend at MB Live, stand-up music, Texas Ski Ranch, New Braunfels, Texas.
Yeah. Now, I remember that it's right off 35.
Yeah, the Texas Ski Ranch.
Right before you get into New Braunfels.
But I didn't know there was a venue there.
Well, I didn't know either. But it must be Steve's place, or he's a part of it. Because
it's kind of what it sounded like.
Yeah, it did. So it's kind of nice to have friends like Frank Caliendo to call up and say, hey, we're opening up here, and be great if you came down.
Yeah.
Frank said, absolutely.
I mean, looking at their website, Premier Live Entertainment. New Braunfels needs something different, something for date nights, for special occasions, for birthdays. Join us. All right, cool.
Outstanding.
Learn something new every day.
Keep that place in mind because be a fun place to go. That was outstanding. We've covered a lot of ground today, and before Frank was on with us, we had Mr. Lopez, Rudy Lopez, on Express News story, and he gave his side of the story. And I tell you what, I while some of the things that the Spurs did, I don't agree with. I've kind of shifted a little bit. On the story about the raffle and all of that. I don't think the Spurs should have kicked him out of the game in Game 2. They should have handled it a little better than that. But I think there's another side of this story that the Express News certainly didn't get, but I feel like I got by hearing Mr. Lopez talk.
It certainly sounds like, in his own words, he violated the policy, not from selling his tickets, but from doing a raffle.
Yes.
And while it ultimately went to an incredible cause, it didn't seem like it was starting out for those intentions. But ultimately, that's what he ended up doing. And it sounds like he does a lot of things like that over there on the South Side.
It does.
You know, I mean, seems like a good dude, good community dude, but I can't believe this is the first time that the Spurs had what's the word, conflict or questioned or whatever. Although he did say no warnings and he wasn't on any kind of probation. I just can't imagine that the Spurs would take those extreme actions on a first-time offense. And
Yeah.
I cannot believe if they were going to pull his season tickets, they could have done it, but to do it at the game. And it makes it worse that his kid is there, but it would have been just as bad if he was there with his wife or a buddy or whatever. You're at a finals game. But even if it was a random game in January, you're at a game, and it's the end of the game, and now you're going to
4 minutes left in the game.
You're going to come and, hey, come here. And he's thinking he, in his words, about to get some sort of fan recognition, whether it was for paying for the funeral of that Spurs fan who died while honking horns when he fell out of the truck, or just for 15 years of being a season ticket holder. It just feels like whether you agree or not, or your opinions changed after hearing his side of the story, I think we can all agree the way the Spurs handled that seems just wrong.
Well, I agree with that, and I will stand by that. That was uncalled for, and I think way out of line. However, just there's always two sides to every story, and I'm glad we got him on the air because it leads me to question. Unfortunately for us, unfortunately for the Express News, unfortunately for anybody else that wants to cover this story, that's all you're going to get because it's going to be very difficult to get anything out of the San Antonio Spurs when it comes to this. And I wish they would just make somebody available. I mean, this to me is a big deal because you see it on our poll right now. And Pledge put that up as the interview was going on. It's something, it says, real talk, if the Spurs did something like this to you, would it affect your fandom? 55% of the people that are voting on this poll say yes. And so to me, it would behoove them to make somebody available and answer some of the questions that were brought up by Mr. Lopez or some of these other people that the Express News interviewed.
The letter that he got from the chief legal officer, Bobby Perez, is in the Express News. And it just, due to a breach of the NBA fan code of conduct and non-compliance with the terms and conditions, your season ticket membership, you're prohibited from. And I get that. But I got to believe, and maybe the Spurs won't say anything because for legal reasons, if Mr. Lopez chooses to pursue something like that, it just feels wrong, and that's just his. The other parts of the Express News article are people that were selling their tickets that say they were selling it the way that they thought they were supposed to.
Yes,
and their tickets have been revoked. And I know they were. There was the big thing during the playoffs that the Spurs could do it. I'll admit I was one thinking it was just idle threats that they really wouldn't do that. And they are. And if that, what's the word I'm looking for? If that prevents other people from doing it later, you make an example out of a couple, and yeah, you piss some of them off, but ultimately the Spurs know that they're freeing up inventory and they're going to charge more and they can make more money. But if it has people say, well, you know what, I don't want to risk it, then the Spurs are accomplishing a goal. It's what's going to prevent somebody from doing it? The fact that they did follow through. You remember when your mom used to yell at you, and if you didn't do something, if you didn't follow through on the punishment, you knew you could get away with it.
Look, I think that it's going to happen forever. It's going to be very hard to police this. Now, I don't. As far as the raffle goes, that I understand, and they saw it on social media. I mean, it wasn't a hidden thing.
Yeah.
And it started out as one thing and turned into something else, and so I guess that's what they're going with. But for New York Knicks fans that got tickets, to the Frostbank Center. I mean, how do you police that? In all honesty, you can put the 150-mile rule up, I guess, but people are going to get around that.
You can get around that.
And so,
you can't police that.
It's very difficult to say. I just don't think you punish your season ticket holders for maybe trying to make a buck. I get you don't want a bunch of Knick fans in the building, but you know what? There were. There were. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what you do about it when it comes to the end of the day. I just don't know.
Well, and again, when it's the other part of fine print is fine print.
And again, as Pledge just reminded us, he did say that people told him that his tickets that were revoked for Game 5 went to Knick fans.
Knick fans are sitting in it.
Now, who sold them? Did the Spurs sell those tickets to Knick fans?
Who knows? I mean, they might have, or somebody might have bought them and then sold them. Nobody. You can assume, but you have no idea. The assumption is they became property of the Spurs. They were for sale on Ticketmaster, and Knick fans bought them. But we don't know that.
It's just it's a very difficult thing to police. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And look, the Spurs, if they're going to do it, they better do it because the playoffs are going to be a regular thing around here, I think, for the foreseeable future. And if that's something that they don't want to happen, they're going to have to figure out a way and somehow, or try and figure out a way. I don't know how they do it, but to stop people from doing that.
Well, I mean, even back before all this, remember when the Lakers would come to town and Laker fans would take over the building? I mean, that kind of stuff happens.
It happens.
You go to any game at Jerry World, and every fan base, we took over Jerry World.
Yeah.
I go to enough Cowboy games. I've seen it. I've seen real takeovers, and I've seen, it's not as crazy as you think because I've seen it. Of all teams that you think would try to prevent this, if they could make $1 off of it by using their exchange, you would think it would be the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, you would think so. Look, again, very difficult to do, and I don't know how they're going to do it. The raffles are a different thing, and don't know what you felt about that interview, but we got his side of the story, and unfortunately, I don't think we'll get the other side of the story.
Speaking of tickets,
yes,
we got something to give away on our way out the door.
We do. Missions tickets that we have not given away yet, and we need to give those away. What do we have? That's got to be the Tuesday night's game, I would assume,
Absolutely.
Right, Pledge? Yes, family 4-pack of tickets to Tuesday's game, of course, brought to you by us, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Frisco Rough Riders are in town Tuesday, July 21st. You want to go to the Missions game next Tuesday to see the Frisco Rough Riders and the San Antonio Missions. Caller number 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Coming up next year on 94.1, Extra Innings with Pleasure. That's coming up. Be sure and join the fellas in the morning. AJ and Rob for the AJ and Rob Show.
Sure.
Which I think is what it's called. Our little squiggly board up here is trying to describe it.
They changed the name of the show and didn't tell anybody.
Didn't tell anybody. And Minix and I will be back here at 2. Until then, be safe. Have a great night, everybody. Give me the Harry Kane special.
He wants a Harry Kane.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
The world's biggest soccer showdown is here, and Novo Brewery is San Antonio's ultimate place to watch. Over 80 feet of massive LED screens, craft beer, hard kombucha on tap, and a food menu built for the moment. Novo Brewery attached to North Star Mall and at novobrew.com.
Dave Ramsey here, and I love my Connecticut water softener. Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, complete with a color fixture to match your kitchen. That means cleaner, better tasting water for coffee, cooking, ice, and everyday drinking. The Connecticut K5 drinking water station removes up to 99% of many contaminants and can be customized for your home. So instead of buying bottled water or wondering what's really coming out of your tap, you get cleaner, great tasting water right where you use it most. A Connecticut runs on energy from your water flow, which means no electricity, no timer, and no computer that can break. With its